volume at like in and around VWAP strikes to maybe be a little bit more as well, right?
At VWAP strikes?
Yeah.
To be more? No, I mean, no, like it'd be cheaper.
Is that not the case?
No.
I'm saying the volume, the open interest.
Oh, the volume. Yeah.
The
Not the value of them, for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, can you buy a covered call against the call rather than against an equity position? What is it called? Yeah, absolutely, man. That's just buying protection. You're hedging position. It's called poor man's covered call, right? So like you have a options contract. Say you buy the 600. You bought the 600 call, and you're like, oh man, this thing is sucking. I need to collect a little bit of premium just in case it decides to tank. You buy something significantly higher in strike price. That's called a poor man's covered call. So, yeah, you can most definitely do that. All right, guys, it's past our time. It's time for Neil and Sean to start rocking and rolling. They got a new theme here, much anticipated, and I think a lot of people love it, considering, including myself. Obi, nice short there on META. It's time for the big boys to start rocking and rolling.
Take care, guys.
What's up, everybody? Yeah, great show there. Thanks, Obi and Joe. I don't know what Joe was like. We have a new thing going on here. It's pretty good considering. Considering what? Considering that I'm hosting this thing, or what? Or what's going on over here? Yeah, it's been a very, very interesting afternoon. Obi with that short. I'm also short here on the TQs, and we'll look to see if we can put a little bit more, oomph into this market here, into the close. One important aspect of reading the market is, of course, the market internals before the open actually happens. What you need to do to understand the internal market movements before the open, we've got it right here for you. It's Neil at the big screen.
There's so much you got to look at the open. You're talking what happened overnight at Asia if you're looking at the U.S. markets. Where are the futures opening up? What is the VIX doing? How is oil, the U.S. dollar? There's a million indicators out there, and sometimes you got to figure out, okay, well, what am I supposed to narrow in on to see what the true market sentiment is, or where I should be paying attention? Well, first things first, if you're gapped, like a situation today, where the market was up 3%, you've got the mags up about 4 or 5, some of those, and you've got 10% moves in some tech names, you really want to narrow down what is the key thing that has moved the most. And in a particular case tonight, it was oil prices overnight, which had absolutely tanked. At one point, almost 20% on Brent. You were 15% down when we were looking at it, when we sat down in the morning, and you've got this massive gap. So that's your leader. That's your anchor. This is where you're going to start to key on if you're trading anything that is going to follow the futures or react in a sentiment change. And you can very clearly see as we gap down, the theme had continued all morning long. The theme had continued to trend down. So all systems go, market strong, and you saw that reflected in the morning as we trended down. The key thing to keep in mind here is if this is now your leading indicator, your futures, that you've decided it's going to be important for us to follow, and you did it all pre-market, you want to see what happens when things change. Because you've got the same behavior, and we were even talking about it this morning, almost a big-time consolidation as things just condensed. When the biggest mover set up and was ready to explode, this was the moment where you could engage in trades. Futures went absolutely in the tank after that. Strong names got weak. It was USO that led the way from that little condensation to a quick breakout, and the volatility opens up about 2.5 to 3 points. Almost immediately. All morning it took to do that range. The second it broke out of it, you had a monster move. Why? Because you know that oil futures, whether it's a story, they were going to lead the way and provide the biggest opportunity just by scanning everything else that had happened overnight and seeing what was leading the market in the morning. Headline driven for sure, but you knew this was going to be your anchor.
Super important right there, because as you line up your morning trades, you need to understand what is happening in the outside world, right? Not just that. The example today, of course, is USO. I mean, that was an awesome move in oil, but you also want to look at what is the dollar doing? What are yields doing, right? What is the overall trend in the market that morning? Potentially what has happened overnight in the Asian markets? What's happening in Europe as well? major economic macro headlines definitely leading the way, and a great example there from Neil. Let's go back to him. Let's wrap this thing up. But remember, it's the market internals that matter. What's happening outside is a very, very key factor. Not just the stocks that you're picking, it's why are you picking them, what direction, and what is the setup looking like?
Exactly, and to the point they're just talking about, you could have been trading the metals, and if you trade the metals, maybe you care more about the U.S. dollar. If you were trading the Qs, if you were trading anything that was tech, then you cared that the second you looked strong in USO, everything else looked weak. And a perfect example is, cherry pick the strongest name on the session at the time, which was up double digits, and that was Intel. Guess what time this was? It makes its high, it was barcoding at that high, exactly when USO turned is when you got that curl. Everything started to fall, whether it was strong or not. That's how you prove, or that's the proof that it was the most important indicator. Because anything, almost everything that had been trending higher, in that moment when USO turned up, they pulled back. It didn't care that it had independent strength, didn't care that it was squeezing. And if you can do the homework of going through all of those, whether it's, like you said, whether it's the dollar, whether it's silver, whether it's the metals, whether it's the VIX, in this case it was USO, and oil futures, if you can narrow down which is the most important, then you can pounce at the right moment when the tides turn in that leading indicator, and then you'll have some great trading opportunities with precise entries.
Mark, it's like you've entered a room without reading it. You got to make sure that you understand the tea leaves, read them, understand the market internals, pick your stocks based on that, and get going. That's another lesson of the day for you right there. So we appreciate everybody's time and effort in that. Thanks, Neil. That was a great example there today as we look at USO and oil and that move that happened in the market. And then we come in today and, you know, now all of a sudden the market is starting to bounce one more time here back there to the upside. But, you know, it's just it's kind of like take those social cues, right? I mean, if the market's not going one way and you're planning on a move the other, sometimes you got to take a little bit of a deep dive. That's why we're looking at the US dollar. It's why we're looking at different market conditions, right? I mean, with oil bouncing around, there's so much more involved. Silver, gold, everything. Oh, here's Uber, by the way. I was just looking at that. I was debating reloading that, but we didn't do that. We went long there at 73, up to 73.50. That was a great one there. The market just bumped, which was fine by me. I mean, we got it right there. Well, because we had Fed minutes. You know, so the Fed minutes came out and I actually muted it because I was listening to you over there. But now I'm going to get that back going here. But there's the Fed minutes. We can see what the, I'm not even really seeing anything here on our notes about the Fed minutes. Projected economy activity, not as strong as the outlook from the January meeting, but potential rate cut talk there, which could warrant additional rate cuts. So Fed minutes says, yeah, we're concerned protracted conflict could lead to further labor market softening, which could warrant additional rate cuts. So additional greater than one, I guess, which we're not even really expecting. We can go through the rate cut outlook very, very soon.
Hasn't updated yet, but it's worth having a look. I know Adara had a different one where it was like a table. Which was cool too, don't get me wrong. I like the bar chart. I feel like when we're showing it to you guys, it's just a little easier. This probably is not gonna have been updated recently, but just for posterity, we'll look at about 28% total for rate cut and 72% for no change at the end of the year. I suppose we'll let this potentially update, and in maybe 5-10 minutes or so, we'll be able to look back and see if there's been any kind of real reaction. The other thing that just happened while we were away, well, I mean, we didn't go anywhere. I was up at the desk. USO pulling back a little bit, pulling back into prior support at 121.5. Now you know what I mean when I say they. This has been bought back up almost every single time at this price level. It was the pre-market 830 high. It was then a consolidation breakout at 1030, and then it's been support at 121.5. As long as we continue to bounce off of that, I would think that's like a reload on shorts. You know, support in oil has been obviously resistance in the overall market, so I would lean toward that because I'm only in a couple of shorts, silver and SMR. And I'm staring over at Sean's iced coffee, and it's like, it looks tasty. I don't drink coffee in the afternoon, but There's something about when the weather gets nice and the cold brew or the iced coffee or whichever, it's just
That's a good one.
Yeah, it hits the right way.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I didn't want to have another coffee. I just sat here. I didn't even drink. I mean, I was showing you. I think Randy brought like 3 or 4 coffees. I might have totaled 1 coffee or something in all of that there. But yeah, look, you know, thanks again for everybody and all your patience today with the market. I mean, you know, to each their own, but the market is now rallying back up to the top side here. And if you're going to just have a quick look, you know, we're nowhere near where we were at the open. I mean, we still got a couple hundred points to go here on the NASDAQ before we get back, but we have taken out VWAP right now. I'm thinking that, you know, potentially is short and around this 25,160. We still do have ears to the ground here in case something does spike up in our face. We'll be able to, you know, listen to it. We've got Adara just eating right now, but
Like
she's going to be
Intel?
here as well. What, did Intel break $60 yet or something? Or
Oh, well, 59.
really? I was just joking.
What? Yeah, 15. You gotta break 59 if you're gonna get to 60. Now 12%, almost at 13. Now 12% higher, and because my signal is now working, this is what I couldn't show you in the morning.
Oh, good.
Was the monthly chart. You have to go all the way back to triple top in 2021, 2020, and again in 2021, where Intel was above 60. And this is where it wants to be. So all you got to do is pose in a picture, if you're a CEO, pose a picture with Elon Musk. And you too can go up 12%. No, it's obviously not that simple. But of course, being a part of the Terra Fab, certainly not hindering the efforts here for Intel. Probably the strongest of the strong today by, I would say, a margin. Well, I look at my quote board, which is not, like I'll say it a million times, it's not indicative of anything. Like CCL is also up 11.5%, but look, since the open, CCL's flat, meaning it's given up the entire, it's actually down since the open, so it's given up the entirety of the gap, whereas Intel's up 7%. Like it's done more than half of this work from the open. I love this column because it tells you what's actually been strong today. Oil, like Oxy, down 6%. From the open, 3%. It's number 2 on my quote board. USO is up here. Meta, of course, up 8%. And from the opens up 2. Eli Lilly, hey, good. Eli Lilly's catching a bit of a bid. The other day, we had some conversations about, might have been yesterday or 2 days ago, about PayPal. And just curious, it's not really doing much, but you know what? It's still holding this consolidation. It's now, give some credit to PayPal. This is a confirmation hold of the 50-period moving average. The last time it did this, I'm not going to count this crazy wick because you had a wick top and then you rejected it the next day. But if it's able to hold here, then you'd have something like this going back to October of 2025. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. Maybe this time is different. And that is a long set of accumulation there, which is very different from the last time this was above the 50-period or the 200. I just think a breakout technically looks good. I don't know what the catalyst is. They don't report soon. Sometimes you want a news story with this. You don't just want the chart to look good. You want to have a reason why it's going up. Like Intel had good news and then broke some highs. So hopefully PayPal, maybe something will come in the works that's positive for them to get this to really start to go. But yeah, worth a watch. Deep Tranquility just said Palantir. Is that going?
Oh, Palantir? Okay, we can have a look. I mean, I did not look back at Palantir, but
Why won't this go?
definitely could be something there. What's happening?
It's like, it
yeah,
hasn't moved in an hour or 30 minutes. 30 minutes this has been going sideways as the market's gone higher.
Palantir and I are feeling some kind of ways. That's the only red stock that we have, man. We traded Oracle, Palantir, the Qs, and Uber, and well, via the TQQs, of course. And yeah, that was the only bad one that we had. And we got out of the way of Palantir. So, wow, yeah, you're right. So super quickly, 142, right into there. That was well spotted to get away from Palantir, but still Redsville on that one. We had Oracle back and forth, Palantir there. Okay, so just a quick little look at this. I'm still planning on stopping out if we break up here. We're not quite there yet. Let's just hold on to a little bit of this. I only have 25% left of this position. We did really good getting out in this area, 48. Just we had seen that these were the bottoms. It's your 200-period moving average, so boom, boom, boom. Thought we did pretty good getting that back in. We'll wait to see. And then Uber, I just went long on Uber. Like I was feeling like the market was going to turn itself around, and we're just spotted something Uber near the lows. We sort of talked about this earlier on the day that I liked this name, but it's just sad because so many names. I mean, look, it's great day. Can't complain about, we can go through the market here, and Meta up 8%, Marvell up 6%. Like, it's still going here. What's that down 6? Oh yeah, that's Occidental. Okay, but I was hoping that Uber would hold this 50-period moving average. It's all the way back in. So I wanted to look for a little bit of a long. We were able to get it right back. I mean, look at all these outs right there at the 200-period moving average. Then the minute it breaks that, we're out at 30, and then that's that. So, it turned out to be a really great look there on Uber to be able to get out and watch it now fall back in. And now everything's lining up for actually the short. The big play was Meta. Meta released, I guess, a working version there of avocado or something. And that just went right up to the upside, like in a hurry. And then we had Obi somehow pick that top in and around there. For me, the top would have been this break. So 627 there downsides. That's a great trade. And now looking shorter. I know he covered it, but now looking short as well, I think, on a break of 618 back in right now. Will this market participate in a downside play? I don't know. If you're looking long, though, Robinhood to me is kind of setting up right here. You're seeing a good barcoding situation, and that just means kind of going sideways right now, similar to that Palantir trade. 72.75, and it looks like right there trying to hold some of these levels. So what you've done there is that that's the low. We went and matched it. Then we got a higher low and another higher low, looking like it wants to hold through 73 right now is Robinhood. But I'm not really, I'm not convinced that I want to go longer. Okay, this is similar to this.
Easy question, and I'm glad you asked this, J-Man, because if you're new here, then it's always good to inform you. Neil and Sean, do y'all hold overnight at all? Everything you see trading here on the show, whether it's myself, Sean, Joe, Obi, Sharif when he's back there, it doesn't really matter. We're trading day trades at a prop firm. So everything is close it at the end of the day, and if you're in the aftermarket, you got a few minutes, you can get out of that, but you're not holding overnight. The only way you hold overnight is like you get caught in like a halt. It would be like by accident. Like it happened once like a year and a half ago or something like that. The stock halts on you, doesn't open until tomorrow, but it's never intentional. If we ever say things like I was just talking about PayPal and how that looks like an interesting swing trade, that would be in like my personal account. And we would always say that, hey, look, if this looks like a good swing, I'm taking it. Like a lot of our picks this year are stocks that, hey, I bought it for a swing myself, and it's in the picks, but it wasn't a day trade. So two very different things. If you see it on the show, if we show you the chart with the, I was gonna say arrows, but they're triangles. I'm staring at it. With the triangles, those are just day trades in here. And one of the things that I'm looking at is, Bitcoin's back above, IBIT's back above VWAP, and it's been holding higher lows. I was in that same sort of like rollover trade here, just above the volume weighted average price, and ticked down. Eventually, it stopped out, but break even. But if you can hold on to VWAP, put another higher low, then suddenly you've got a little something going on here. But as I say that, we're losing VWAP. And I don't want to anticipate here. It actually has to hold this higher low and show me a little bit something better. Martell profit, why short silver and not buy ZSL? Curious. I've done either or before.
Here we go.
It doesn't matter.
The market is
literally
the market's tanking. Sorry, Neil, to interrupt you there, but there's a big move happening right now. I have no idea what's going on. We just hit here. Go.
Oh my goodness!
There it goes. So it's a nice move down on the Nasdaq. We were just talking about it potentially holding out through VWAP. It does not do that at all. We are short the market right now. I'm not really hearing anything. Ceasefire negotiation. Oh, okay. So then apparently unreasonable from Pakistan's spokesperson. The ceasefire negotiations are unreasonable. And you know what's not unreasonable? This trade right here. Wow. Are we ever blowing? And you know what? This is the thing. This is why we talked about this. And I just, give me a second here, Andre. We just talked about, what we were going to be doing here. And I was not convinced on the direction of the day. And this is kind of why. It's like, if you're going to layer in, and someone just mentioned to me Marvell on the chat, or mentioned to everybody, what about Marvell taking out the high of the day? Yeah, like, honestly, if this was any normal day, I really like the strength in Marvell. We bounced basically off VWAP. I mean, obviously it's a little bit more dramatic than that, but then there's the drip down. And so we just gonna take advantage, man. This is 44 cents now in the money. Our stop, I told you where our stop was our stop was basically a break of 45, something like that. So, 15 cents worth, and then there goes the move right back in to the downside. So far so good there. We'll get right back to the markets, but right now we're seeing some updates out of Orogenics. Their ticker is symbol OGEN on the NYSE American stock exchange there. The company has now activated its phase 2A clinical trial in Australia with its first site fully operational and patient dosing expected next. They're developing ONP-002, an intranasal treatment targeting concussion and mild traumatic brain injury, an area where there are currently no FDA-approved therapies. Alongside that, Orogenics has spent the past year strengthening its balance sheet, raising capital, resolving liabilities, and restoring exchange compliance. The focus now shifts to execution, with clinical progress underway and additional CNS assets under evaluation. Go check them out right now. It's OGEN on the NYSE Americano, which is what's in my coffee right now. They did not have the cold brew ready in time. And the girl was talking to me and this and that, probably flirting with me, you know how it is. And then right away, she's like, well, hey, I can make you an Americano. Because I told her, I was like, yeah, I got to go. You know what I mean? Fabian will crush me if I don't come back on time. So she made the Americano instead of the cold brew.
2 o'clock's more of a suggestion than anything else.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
This is not network TV.
Remember Joe?
Oh, yeah, Joe.
Yeah, Joe is very, very specific on the timing.
He's having the chicken right now.
All about the punctuality. I heard him say nothing's more important. You should meet my wife, Joe. Marissa is all about punctuality. It's like we cannot be, if we have to be there an hour before the hockey game, that's when we're there. If it's 45 minutes before practice, that is when we are there. We can't even stop for coffee before I have to.
I'm going to say that in my household, it's the opposite.
No one can hear
you.
You have to,
no, I know.
Yeah, say it a little louder.
It's the opposite in my household. Straight up. Like, I'm the one that's keeping us on time. No, are you crazy? No. My dad, so my pops is.
You're punctual.
My pops was very much, when I was a kid, like, he told me there were just certain things that he said. He goes, I want you always to be on time for things. I want you to do, if you say you're going to do something, you do. Like, that kind of, so I was ingrained in that. My wife is, she's the most organized person in the planet, but some people don't always have the, it's like their internal clock. Yeah. Like, she's not late, but like, I like to be early. I never want to be stressed out.
For you, it's like a point of...
Yeah, I'd rather be there and not stressed out than more than anything else. But here's a headline here, Iranian parliament speaker, just to reiterate, bilateral ceasefire or negotiations unreasonable in the current situation.
Oh, you found it? Okay.
If you were in anything, admittedly, when that was happening, the first thing I did was store trailing stop because I didn't want it to rubber band on me, and I got insta-trailed out through the low. So like it smashed, like SLV I'm talking about, smashed the bottom, and then I threw a trail if it got back through the low of the day, which it did, and came back in. So I trailed out of that when we're just sitting in it in the lower high short because of this level, like 1, 2, 3, lower high short. I don't know if we'll be able to short pops there. I'm still gonna be in SMR, that one's sort of heading back in, but the real, I mean, obviously, I shouldn't say the real, everything's moving. You've got USO at the high of the day right now. So if it can punch through and hold, I do suspect we'll see some further downside. But we are at that top, which has been holding most of the day here on USO. So yeah, we're a headline-driven market. We said that hadn't changed, and it hasn't, not even a little bit.
No, it has not. I'm going to wait. 256. I'm a little early on this trade. Let me just, okay, I'm into Apple. I wanted to watch it out here at, what was that low? That's what I was trying to figure out. 250, all right, let's go 256.79. Stop it. We got to, I mean, for me, again, my strategy is going to be a little more like extended with the positioning as far as like where you're going to let this go. So I may not have the right amount of shares right now. I have half a unit. I'm actually was waiting for a little bit more of a dip down, and that's why I was sort of pausing on there on where my positioning would be. 257, like what is this? I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. 257, let's just go to 13s or something, whatever. Lucky number 13. So we're going to go long on Apple here. So that was a nice move down there on Iran, or on Pakistan saying that they're not reasonable on the ceasefire proposals, but again, like not reasonable. Who knows? I don't even know if we know the conditions quite yet over there. But that's not going to matter anyways. We got JD Vance and some of the other. They're going to be starting to negotiate. Hegseth, I think we heard about that earlier as well. So more to come. I'm just going to try to trade right now off of some levels that I'm noticing, and it's just like I don't mind Apple right here, right now. I think if you were going to get super aggressive with this, we could hold this all the way back into this 250, 650, but I'm not going to do it right now. I'm just going to try to go into its most recent low. So this is the low right there of the ceasefire potential talk there. So we'll wait till that breaks, and I'm going to give it a little bit more. So, we'll average this in. I mean, like I said, I was going to go right around here, 10s or whatever. So we'll see if we get another fill in that area, and we'll have that very, very soon. Oh, is that shaking around? Or is that our TV?
What the heck? Did you see that?
What was it doing? It was raising up and down.
Do that again.
There's the
I'm down with that.
camera behind us.
It's like a periscope. Like it's
What was it
raised
doing?
and lower. No, like you got to lower it.
Oh, there it goes.
See?
Bye-bye. Ciao. All right, that's kind of like one of those undercover looks. It's like you're like what I always wanted to be when I was a kid, like was a spy.
Yes.
Like I always wanted to be like that spy, where you get the telescope there. Yeah, exactly. And here we go.
James Bond or Bourne?
Yeah, probably James Bond. I wasn't like a huge. I mean, I like. What's Bourne's first name?
Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne. Yeah. We say Victor Wembanyama. Okay, right here. Here we go, man. It's a money. We just got filled down there, and pardon the annoying money. But there it goes right now. It's Apple, and it's going to the high side right now, and we just got that long. Look where we got it, man. We told you our bid position was the 13 level. There it is. We got it. And you can see our average price now, 13, 14s. So far, so good. We're just going to give this one a couple pennies, right? So wouldn't be surprised here if this does come back in. We didn't get out of that much. We got out of about a quarter right there. I'm going to offer one more little piece. There we go at 34s. We get that. Nice upside play there for Apple. We did it again. Let's props it up right there. Nice move back upside there for Apple. 25 cents in the money. And we just put it on. So that's not too bad there. But yeah, no, there's like a Fisher-Price little telescope you could look. And I remember I think we had that in the bath or whatever. And that was like a lot of fun. And it was maybe supposed to be... yeah, like I was, they're called telescopes. What are they in the
Periscope.
Periscope in the submarine. Yeah, that was
The
it.
best periscope scene is Airplane 2, William Shatner.
Okay.
I am 100%. It's Bond over Bourne a million times out of a million. My daughter is completely obsessed with like hiding and like scaring the crap out of you.
That's what it's about.
She loves to just like I'll come home, and I know she's home, and I don't know where the heck she is, but I'm now on my guard. And she's just trying to jump scare me. That's the big thing with kids. Okay, so it took all day, not all day, it took all afternoon. Boyle finally came back to VWAP. One of my main theses recently has just been USO stronger than Boyle. And I'm sort of sticking with that. So when we're at the high, Boyle is at a lower high is the best way to put it. So topping tail, rejects the volume weighted average price, we're back in. This is like the 4th or 5th time I've been short this name. I'm going to try to get this into the low of the day where it's got a 14 bottom. It's respected even dollars pretty heavily. So I'm going to respect them as well here. I wonder if Intel, after I put some bids out there, I do want to look over at Intel to see if it has held. Oh my goodness, it's not even trying. It's still at 58.7. Uses to pull back. It doesn't even matter that the futures are underneath VWAP right now. Intel is an absolute rocket ship. I don't know what's going to stop that today, to be honest with you. Maybe the imbalances, maybe profit taking at the end of the day is probably the only thing that can stand in that.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's what winds up happening.
Double digits on a stock like Intel, there's got to be. And it's up so much the last 2 weeks.
A lot of people love that stock, man. That's the thing. Like Intel has a lot of love behind it, right? The U.S. government invested in there. We have NVIDIA invested up in Intel. We have that deal with Apple. We have the deal with... was it Google or somebody? Or was it Meta? Someone was using it, hit them up for their foundry recently. I think it might have been Meta.
Tesla?
Might have been Meta.
The Tariff
Tesla.
app. Yeah, the
yeah,
Tariff
that's
app.
what it was. Yeah. Sky. It was.
SpaceX and XAI.
And XAI. Yep, that was it too. So there we go. So a nice little move there. I'm covering a little bit here on the NASDAQ because, again, like we just rode Apple once again all the way to the high side, and we just got a 38 fill right there on Apple. So I just was kind of thinking like long Apple, short the market, might not work out that well. So I am going to start to get a little bit more. I'll even take a 22 fill right there on Apple just because. So we're just trying to make a little bit of money on this trade here and watch out for our TQQ trade, which now is almost flat. We were, we got these fills, which was all that really mattered for me. In those areas. That was kind of the levels that I was looking for here on the TQs was our 200 period moving average. So there's the dip down on that tariff scare. And remember, tariff scare, oh my God, on the ceasefire. And all of a sudden, we take that out, we'll take another piece out and just noticing where it's hovering around. So we could put something else, maybe mid 80s. We'll put another percentage point there. I just want to make sure I don't have too many offers and all that out right now, or bids out right now, so I don't get smoked on the way back in. And like, look what Apple's doing again. Just coming right back up here, just ho-humming itself around. I'll offer some 34s. There it is. We cross out with ARCA. There it goes. We get hit. And now upside, hopefully, for Apple. And we can leave this one in for the rest of the day because maybe the NASDAQ actually gets going off of this bid right here, right? We've been down here before. The last time we were here, we kind of bounced back upside. So this is a little different situation with that story. But, crude's just settling right now, we're hearing, down $18. So WTI May futures now settled 94. So WTI May contract, 94 and change, now settled. There's the print at the end of the day, 16% down right now. Good trade there for anybody on oil today. But here we go.
Heading lower as we speak.
Yeah, we're 30 cents now in the money on Apple as it's trying to go a little higher here. So we'll just continue to watch this play and take another out and just have some fun here in this afternoon. Ask some questions, put it there in the chat.
I saw someone say, what's going on with Tesla? Look, I don't know what to tell you. We had the usual market and most things bouncing as energy comes back down, but not Tesla. Tesla not just 10 to 12 minutes ago, it took out fresh lows and is continuing lower. So unfortunately, yuck. Tesla in the red and falling even further. Not what I would expect. I would have expected you're seeing things bounce when energy's pulling back in. USO just pulled back a full buck. So I think we're headed to the lows on energy. And if your stock is not bouncing, then that's not a good sign, in my opinion. And that is not good at all for Tesla. It's still getting absolutely dunked on this daily chart. Day after day after day. Nothing's changed. Market can bounce, relief rally. What relief rally for Tesla, Adara?
I just want to give you guys a little bit of an update as to the commentary that pushed the market a little bit lower. So it actually initially was being reported that it was a Pakistani spokesperson. It was actually from the parliamentary speaker of Iran. So that's the individual who actually made these statements. That was initially misreported by a couple agencies. But let's talk here about the actual point of the statement. Now, the big headline that dropped the market was that a bilateral ceasefire or negotiations would be unreasonable. Now, the reason that this is actually stated is because according to this Iranian parliamentary speaker, whose last name was Galibaf, he said that the U.S. and Israel have already violated 3 aspects of Iran's 10-point proposal in their eyes. So they said that any workable basis on which to negotiate using President Trump's terms has already been violated. So with that in mind, he said that it's really, at this point, not reasonable to have any kind of bilateral ceasefire or negotiations because he feels like Iran's points of view are being ignored. Again, make of that what you will. Just reading you the actual post that did move the market, but that's what happened here with regards to that drop in the market. I do apologize. I was eating lunch when that happened, but here you are, update here on USO and the market. Back to you.
Gotta eat your lunch. Even Palantir is bouncing without Tesla. Wow, Tesla. I saw someone in the chat just mentioned Tesla buyers at 335 maybe. Well, I don't know. We can just start pulling straws out of our hat. And that's like yesterday's lows. What else are you going to look at this particular point? But why try to catch a falling knife? It doesn't even make, I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to try to catch a falling knife. There's probably other strong stocks out there. This one, I don't know that you would have thought any of the Mag 7 names were going to turn red today based on the relief rally that we're seeing.
Oh.
I mean, we didn't have a poll on it or anything, but if you had told me, like, how the Mag 7 going to end up, I'd be like, yeah, well, earlier we were 3 and something percent, and we're like, yeah, if it ends up at 2 or 2.5, that'd be reasonable. In that scenario, I wouldn't have expected Tesla to be red. Even if the market got back to 2% and closed there on the NASDAQ or the ES, I still would have thought, okay, well, Tesla's probably up, but even if it gives some up, that's how you can tell a stock that is still broken for the longs. Like, I can't, like, the next time I'll be thinking Tesla is anything other than a breakout play. Like, let it prove it. Like, I don't mind if it breaks out a big resistance level. It didn't do that today. It's like, well, prove it that you can break out prior resistance, and I'll join that. But I'm not trying to catch any bottoms on this stock the way that it's been behaving lately, which has been nasty. So yeah, futures are starting to come back in here. Tesla's doing its own thing. The USO is not bouncing, although it's holding near VWAP. So the top has been about 123.5. The bottom has been about 121.5. So it's trying to hold. If it bounces there, I expect that'll be more downside. If this continues lower and breaks support here on USO, I would suspect that you're going to catch a bit of you're going to catch a bid in the market if this actually takes out the lows. But it's had support here all day, almost all day, I should say. Since about 10:30, you've had support here on USO. You bounce there, I suspect that market's headed for more downside. So just SMR, realistically, Boyle's not really, I mean, it's a short, but it's not a short because typically energy's been counter to the market. This is more just a relative weakness type of play. So there's our topping tail. Enter here. Stop is going to be at the shoulder, which is about 31, 32, and they're just playing for the low of the session. The name I keep coming back to over and over again is to see if Intel's doing something different. You make an argument as putting in some lower highs, but without seeing strength back in USO off that bid, I don't know that I'd want to be short this unless I see us bouncing higher in oil. That was the reason for the entry the one time I did it, and I'm not really seeing that strength yet in USO.
Here's more of the story about, I guess what is being breached. So Iran's parliament speaker says the violations include ceasefire breach in Lebanon, intruding drone in Iranian airspace, and denial of Iran's rights to uranium enrichment. So apparently that is part of the hang-up right now.
Which how are they? They're not acquiescing to the last one at all, I wouldn't think.
Well, I mean, there must be some sort of a proof for the guy to say that. I don't know.
Like the U.S. isn't gonna. Well, whatever. This is where we're at.
Are you talking about the enrichment?
Yeah.
So Caroline Levitt made a really big thing about making sure that they don't have like the uranium enrichment, and that's been a point that's been mentioned a couple times by others as well. That could be where the confusion. I don't know if it's confusion or not, but that could be why they're mentioning that, because the whole enrichment thing, especially as it relates to possible nuclear involvement, that's been a massive, massive issue on both sides here.
Absolutely massive.
The best way to think about it is, hey, well, if you like volatility, it's not going anywhere, everybody. So if you were thinking we were going to be able to chill out and the market's going to relax because there's a ceasefire, n'est pas. I know that in French and a few other things. Tetra. That means a little bit.
We have to be careful because there was also that. I mean, I was looking at, even looking at FXI today because there was also that threat that anybody, shipping any goods to Iran or anything like that would immediately have like a 50% tariff slapped on it. The only country that I could see, I mean, maybe Russia and maybe China could be part of that. I don't know. I was wondering why Trump would specifically say that. They already have trade embargoes against Russia. So obviously Iran, same kind of ways right there. And we'll see what happens with China, still up 2.5% right now. Very similar to the NASDAQ. What is the ES at 2.35? We haven't really looked at too many banking names here today, but let me just go over and have a quick look and see what the broader look is here on our S&P 500. So we'll go over here into all sectors and have a quick little look. And we already looked at this earlier today. It's a little redder now than it was in the past. Like I was wondering what was going on with IBM. IBM right now down 1.28%. That's not great for IBM. Palantir. Oh, I think it was just a Centrini. I think there's a lot of issues today. Although PanW and Palo Alto were up. I don't know what Adobe's situation is there. But Intuit, yeah, so there we go. So some of the software names, Intuit, Accenture, AppLovin, obviously. They're not AppLovin. Yeah, they're not AppLovin that. CRM as well, that's down. Fortinet. So maybe now, where? Okay, oh yeah, CrowdStrike and PanW. Oh, they're both up 4%.
They're still green.
They're still green now, which is great. That's what I'm saying. So 0.65 for Crowd, 2.5 for Pan. So that's pretty good. As some of the software names continue to get beat up, but it's all like, you know, all aboard on these big tech names today, right? As we knew that some sort of a ceasefire would help the NASDAQ as it's been beat up. It's Micron time as that new DRAM ETF was kicking around. We had some traders asking us about that in the last couple of days. WDC as well there, Western Digital up another 9%, SNDK up 10%, wow, as these names continue to go. Seagate as well, up 7, AMD and NVIDIA. AMD up huge, man, up 5, NVIDIA just up 2 right now. Not much else. Oh, the health services, we had seen Oscar going upside there on a buy from their CEO of $11 million worth. I think it was dollars worth, not shares. That would make 11 million shares seems too much. It's like that'll be over $130 million purchase. Rich guy. All right. Other than that, UNH, maybe he does. Who knows? And it's nice to see these names back from the dead. Sort of. We had talked about potentially where you could hide out in spaces that may survive. And yeah, healthcare and health technology. Not bad today for sure. Eli Lilly up nicely, Amgen, so on and so forth. DHR Danaher, nice moves there. And Amazon, and oh yeah, yesterday we sort of threw some shade a little bit at Walmart's valuation and whatnot, but today it's up 3.5 and looking like it wants to go long. So that was a good one there. Costco, I think Costco, again, great place to shop. For me, I was just there not too long ago. It wasn't that busy, but I know it still is busy. Home Depot, 5%. TJX as well, Target up. So looks like the retail space wants to get going today, which is really nice. Ross Stores, Carvana, 6% up side there. So yeah, just to look at the broader market, it's a lot of things going up, not just tech names today. Industrials we didn't even look at. Caterpillar, Lamb, AMAT, all those.
Lamb was a beast.
If you're
Caterpillar's
making
at the highs. The thing about, at least the moat that these guys will get is the more damage that's done, the more rebuilding that needs to happen. So they've already got. You're not making any data centers without these bad boys, so they got that going for them. And realistically, like anything and everything, they're going to be able to accomplish. I also really like the deer chart. I feel like this one also needs to get pointed out too, because there's a few things that are just chilling out as the market pulls back, literally chilling out at the high of the day, not giving to what is happening to the market. Deer is just holding the highs. Caterpillar is holding the highs pretty well. As USO, as the oil comes back up, you are getting most things pulling back in. Let me just double check. We're almost at LOD. I'm also trying to think of what the poll should be because we can't do red or green. We're not doing red or green today.
Think of a poll.
Where's the Q? Where are the Qs right now? Not at VWAP 605. We can do an over under, something like that. We could. How about Tesla? How about this? Tesla is distinctly different right now. This is the worst stock, one of the worst stocks that we've seen. Someone said 335, but how about we'll call it 340. Or, better yet, would you hold Tesla overnight? That's like the most simple thing ever. Where do you think it'll be tomorrow morning? So I'm going to bring this down here because I feel like I'm complicating things too much.
Reasonable, yeah.
Right?
You don't want to give too many votes. Like, it has to be pretty clear.
Long Tesla overnight. Yes, no, start the voting.
Maybe
so. If you think Tesla is a buy to hold overnight because it's gone down too far, then just simply in the chat type 1. Don't put yes. I see you, somebody in the chat just put in yes. Type 1. If you think no, then type 2. I think there's going to be a lot of bears on this one as it breaks lower and lower and lower. We'll leave that up for a little bit here. And if you can't, if you're like, what is this guy talking about and why can't I participate? It's because you're not a subscriber and in the chat. So hit the subscribe button, as I'm telling you to do right now. Jump in there and type, I'm going to type 2 because I didn't do it myself. And then you'll see the 1s and 2s pop up. Right now it's 65%, 66%. So 2/3 of our viewers do not want a long Tesla overnight. So when blood is in the water, nobody wants to swim. It's Warren Buffett. He'd say when everyone else is panicking, sometimes it's a good time to be in there picking it up. But this is a very broken stock today. It just stood out. I'm sure there's other things that are bad, but
there's lots of bad stuff. I mean, lots of good stuff, lots of bad stuff. Look at this, man. 2 trades here on the TQQs, almost the exact same spot both times. Right. Short in the morning on the pre-market break. Short again at the same level right there. Both trades obviously paying off right now, and we just took a fill right here, right now on that level. I'm going to go post that up on Twitter, as you know, we've talked about over and over again. You know, make sure that you've got your trades right, make sure you've got everything ready to go and focused, and blah 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 blah. So even though we're sitting here, as Joe was trying to throw some shade at me doing the taxes, we still say taxes for what?
Taxes.
Look at this move. Radio, pay the tax man right here. This is a nice one. 48.40 all the way to the downside. We're sitting here putting these on while doing the taxes. So we'll see if this can go downside. Oh, we are also getting, I don't know, not bored or anything, but we did take some more out there on Apple as just hovering around. I don't know. It looks like the market wants to bleed lower. That ceasefire thing, I mean, we didn't take the trade. I mean, it gave us the trade, which is what I liked, but you know, I don't need to hold it all the way back down until it tested. I've actually changed my stop now to not 79, 89. If we break this low right there, I'm not even going to zoom it back and do this, is what we were trying to do before into here and give it a couple more pennies. But I'm just going to give that exact level, and if it breaks, it breaks. I actually still have half. Actually, no, actually, probably about 35, 40%, because I forgot that I have half of what we had here, and we also had a little bit there as well. So, yeah, so far so good on this trade, but willing to let it go. We saw AMD that was super strong today. It was up 5%. It was NVIDIA that wasn't, right? I mean, NVIDIA's only up 2%. And I say only, from where we came from. It's opened the day at 185. It never even came close to anything like that, man. I mean, we hit VWAP there, bang, hit VWAP there, boom, bang, boom, pow, bang. So up to VWAP again, decent short, 182.50 if you can get it. But right now, yeah, everything's pointing southbound for me right now on NVIDIA. I have one small piece left on the TQs, so that's going to stay away. What is SMH doing? I just want to see, because we do have that, you know, back and forth there with NVIDIA, AMD, and so on and so forth, looking a little different. So the semiconductor space up 5% right now, and that's going to include all the names. I mean, obviously there's a push and pull. We did a story yesterday at the screen on Intel. And I was using it as it was going opposite what the whole market was doing. And you can see today, again, the same thing goes on with Intel today. But SMH still up that 5%. And, you know, Broadcom, a big part of that, I would assume. I didn't actually see what Broadcom was on that board. Up 5%. So that's actually better than AMD today. It's trying to go higher. Good little dip buy opportunity at 343. I don't know why we would have done that, but that was a good one down there as well. So yeah, keep your names in the chat here, as USO still dipping around as well, trying to make highs. Again, we got as high as 124 on ceasefire talk again. We'll see if that winds up meaning anything at some point here. But nothing's really hitting on my scanners. The only other name was Robinhood that I was potentially going to go long. Well, not go long, but it was right into here when we were looking at it, 73 bucks. And it looks like the short was the right play in Robinhood. You want to talk about a stock that's been pretty bad here today. Robinhood, from top to bottom, yuck. This thing was up 10%, I think. Yeah, at one point.
If it wasn't 10, it was like 9 point something.
Yeah, it's down 7. Yeah, it's down 7% from its open right now. So yeah, it's a pretty good memory there. It was about 10% there. Too bad, because we like that stock, and unfortunately, we can't talk about that without bye-bye Apple. Nice move higher, 257.35. We just got to fill somewhere around there. Yeah, and this is why I'm saying, like, I own some SoFi, and yeah,
same. Just as bad.
Yeah, same story.
Maybe worse.
Oh yeah, we could check.
Actually, maybe worse.
7%. So whoopsies. Oh, that's
I'm
not
thinking
even
that's
working
worse.
anymore.
I think that's.
Well, we just do the math.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, this is not even working anymore. This little tool of mine. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's not working. Oh no, this is the wrong tool. This is there,
it's bad.
There. So, yeah, basically the same, 7.1 versus 6.8 or so. So yeah, SoFi, I was using Fibonacci's.
You know what's not at the bottom yet,
Fibonacci's.
Fibonacci. Oh, look at this.
Fibonacci.
Bitcoin's not at the lows yet.
He's a Fibonacci.
It's only losing VWAP now, which gets interesting for me. Because obviously it didn't hold VWAP. You can see that in those recent headlines. It was looking like it could have done a stair step up, which I was willing to flip into a long if it set up. Didn't. Rejection of VWAP, some lower highs being put in. I'm going to short pops in this until that. It's about 40, well, it's over 40 and a half. So you got this topping tail at about 60. So I want to short this back into the trend line if we get some kind of a small pop. And as at all times, you're in the right spot because keeping your ear to the ground is literally listening to us and Adair, who's right behind me, you can see, but just watching USO, right? Like we're still trending up. If you see a hammer candle like this to the downside and I'm still on the offer to try to short something, well, I just cancel it if you don't get filled. But for now, we're just gently trending higher, which to me makes the market go down. So I want to still stay with the thesis of shorts. We just got a super chat, which I'm not on the right page, so I'm going to throw that one up if I get a chance. Oh, thank you. Artemis 2, great name. Great name. Love it. So some of the pictures they have are pretty cool to watch. Yeah. Sean the Sniper, and we have a Pew Pew. And Neil the Trend Breaker, your analysis and psychology on a trade has taken, trade taken has taught me a lot. Thank you. Appreciate you, Artemis. And thanks for the super chat. You know what? Pay it forward. It's all about just sort of helping each other and asking great questions and contributing wherever you can. Can't tell you the number of times like we'll be looking, I don't know, in a million different places, and then like randomly someone's like, hey, look at this stock. Like maybe I never buy PayPal, and maybe it never breaks out, but at least I see an opportunity on it for a swing trade. And I just never would have manned the stock. Look at just lose the bid here, as I'm trying to be nice to the stock. I probably would never have paid attention to this, and then like, hey, look at this, look at the bull flag on the stock. You know, it could be breaking out here. I think it gets interesting if it breaks 48. Lots of room to the 200 period. The downside is it's not doing anything like that yet. But my eyes are on it because you guys in the chat pointed out a fantastic looking setup, in my opinion.
Well, this is a rhetorical question here, but like, why is Apple going higher as the market's tanking? Like, I could not be happier. We're 70 cents in the money as we short the TQs, and we are now 30 cents in the money as we're long Apple. But okay, this is not something that I was necessarily expecting to experience here today, and that was this sort of change up here between Apple and the market. But you know, we did get a nice bid down there, and here goes Apple up higher. So I think instead, now I only have officially a third left now on this spot. So we could just wait to see what's going on, because the market is tank city right now, and you know, making it's not making new lows, but you know, heading into the close, we've seen better closes, and we'll have to wait. We're almost into power hour.
Better closes.
Yeah, like the market just lost pretty aggressively, almost, you know, 0.75%. Like it was at 3.2%, right? Now you're at 2.5%, and Apple is like, all right, we have now released our foldable phone, apparently.
So they'd be happy with 2.5%, so here we are.
Yeah.
Got to still be happy with it.
So we're very happy, and there goes. I mean, thank you, Artemis. I mean, we take all those compliments and really appreciate it, man. I mean, that is, these are sniper plays today, that is for sure. I mean, this Oracle, oh yeah, by the way, we tweeted this out too. I mean, this is, again, I don't know what we can call this, but this is just the flippening, basically. We went long here on Oracle, and then once it broke lower, we went short on Oracle. So my number one PL stock is Oracle. They're long and then short. Eventually got stopped out right there when it broke through this key level there. But yeah, man, in order to be the trader you want to be, you got to make calls. And that's what we're doing right here on Oracle today. So that was a good sniper move as well. Palantir, we got sniped right there. We are camping at 151, and then it was like, pew, pew, we got hit right there. That was a good one, downside. So we get out of the way of that, and then, you know, 10 minutes later, it's down $3 more. So that was pretty good. And then that was it. And then obviously you guys are seeing right now, what a banger this one is, man. I don't know where this idea necessarily came from. We were watching this move down there. I just saw some support. Like, I'm surprised it's not breaking myself lower, but instead it's going higher. So, you know, bank error in my favor right here as Apple just continues to go, and Apple climbing right now to P&L number 2. Well, this and the Qs are battling right now, and the Qs was basically the trade from all morning, and then not only that, we reloaded it, right? So it was right there and then right there, and yeah, I guess thanks Artemis again. Like, that is that sniper mentality right there. Wait for your positions and then just take it. So that's what we did there, and it's working out for us so far here today. So yeah, couldn't be happier really with the performance so far today.
Yeah, a lot of questions. The flippening. Yeah, that's juxtaposition to the you-know-what back in the day.
Oh, I know what. This is why I'm saying
Which will not get, well, I mean, everyone knows what we're talking about.
Exactly.
But Skeel, come on.
Without me having to say it.
Michael Prevet, wondering why the market's not dumping more. Uncertainty with Iran, market near recent highs, brave people holding and buying. Why is the market not dumping more? Well, you have to remember where we were last night. And last night was, I'm going to end a civilization at 8 o'clock. So, yeah, the ceasefire might be kaput, but there's been no talk yet of that level of like escalation, like we're taking out bridges and all that good, bad stuff or whatever. Right? It doesn't, there hasn't been any discussion of further military escalation as a response. If that happens, yeah, probably bye-bye to this 2%, would be my guess. But that hasn't happened just yet. And we're still very much, oil has gone back to going sideways. At least USO has gone back to going sideways. So until if this doesn't make a move, then I don't want to change course. With one notable exception, if we bounce LOD on SMR, this is a pretty key level. Ignore yesterday's wipeout or don't. First green candle rejected 965. Prior day low 965. Morning low 965. Afternoon low. I'm anticipating if it doesn't break down there, then I'm going to get out in front of that level because it's a key price level. That's why I will respect it. And if it only moves that quarter, then fair enough. I'm going to keep an eye on, silver, that kind of sucks. Trailed out of this one at the low. I'm actually surprised. I don't know why silver is this weak. It doesn't even make any sense. Why is it filling the entirety of the gap here? Must be the USD. I got the VIX up over here, but no, I do have the Dixie up.
China.
That's why, because it is breaking. Yeah, you've got the dollar actually breaking contain here and breaking through highs. That explains why silver is so far at the lows. But here we are, continuing lower. I think unless we see something crazy with oil, it's just hold them if you got them at this particular moment because we're headed to the lows. 25,000 just broke, so morning lows in sight. Then make a decision. If USO can't find some way to calm down, then we're not going to give it all up. And this poll. Well, I'm surprised now that there's still 66%, only 66% that want to hold it overnight. Because we're down another $5 since we started this poll. But apparently people still don't mind holding on to Tesla overnight as it heads to yesterday's bottoms. We'll throw something else up. We'll close that one off in a couple of minutes and see if we can't get something going to the close. Like, will we hold the low of the day maybe would be a good one.
Yeah, I'm just tweeting this out because you guys can see right here we did short, the TQs again at that exact same spot. Again, I just had Brian Shannon was messaging me about the trade. He saw it on Instagram, on Twitter there, and was messaging me about it. But there it is, boom, boom, again. So it's just an absolute monster of a level here. I don't know where it even came from, really. This was the pre-market break right there. Once that happened, we went into the short. Did go against us just a little bit there, and then it cracked lower. And we got nervous, man, because I was like, oh, no, don't tell me this is happening again, or the wrong way. And then, boom, down to the downside, just absolutely collapsing all over itself. And then right here, you want to talk about risk to reward. Like this was right here, maybe 15, 20 cents of a trade, 90 cents now bleeding to the downside. So we say yippee-ki-yay to this trade as it continues to move lower and lower and lower there on the TQs. I think the smart thing probably to do is wait until the end of the day, and we'll see where this winds up going. And we just emptied out the clip again on Apple. Like, I don't really happy with that move up into the 200 period moving average. We only had a third. Now we have about a quarter. A third down to a quarter, yeah, that's right. So I'm going to put another offer right here at 52. Maybe we get picked up, and then we'll be less and less into this position. But yeah, man, so far so good as we just keep going. I mean, I still think that we have more upside here or in these trades. I think there's more of a potential move downside, as I should say, in this market, and more upside to the shorts because, we have tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's another day, and who knows where this market's going to be when we wake up there. It doesn't look like they want to, just respect either the ceasefire.
Wait till it's actually the president that's commenting on.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, who are they even negotiating with?
Yeah, like I'm talking about President Trump. Like we've heard from the press secretary today. But I don't believe since all of this, the ceasefire has been breached, we haven't heard from the president yet. And I think that'll be the big thing because we know where things stood with the deadline, right? And that's, if we go back to there, yeah, it's going to be a little bit nasty. it's going to be a little bit nasty. And it really just is about sentiment at the end of the day. What is going on with Palantir? Actually, for anybody that's asking questions like, why is this, why is this so bad? Why is this stock down so much? Whatever it might be. Well, it's a pure sentiment thing. As to why Palantir is down more than others, I don't know. I looked at some of the defense names, and they weren't doing too bad this morning. Like Lockheed wasn't doing too bad. Raytheon wasn't doing too bad. I don't know where they are now, but they were holding some highs. At the highs, Palantir, maybe it's got to bounce off $140. But until it gets there, guess what it is till it's not? It's a short till it ain't, in my books. Like, that is just absolute destruction. Starting out with a false breakout. Fill one gap, fill the range, fill another one to the downside.
Why don't we just ask Dara, like, was there any sort of news on?
I had checked at lunchtime on Palantir specifically.
I haven't seen anything, but I know NOC was also down, so it could be like defense related. Not all of them, but again, I know NOC was one of the few red names in tech this morning.
I don't know, but like Raytheon's up too. They're looking okay.
They're getting powered up here.
I don't know. Lockheed's strong.
Yeah, I don't
know.
We're really starting to get powered up here. As we continue to go. You guys make sure that you do follow me. I mean, I'm posting up all these ideas all day, every day here. Go at Trader TV Sean. There's only one. There are many, many fake accounts, of course. So go find it. It should be in our links in bio and whatnot. Marvell, we'll talk about that when we get back, but let's go over to Adara right now.
We did have Michael Burry post about Palantir. That could, I highly doubt this is the entire reason for this drop, but I guess he did post today that Anthropic is eating Palantir's lunch, saying that their ARR, or annual recurring revenue at Anthropic, is because they offer, quote, the easier, cheaper, intuitive solution for business. He's basically saying it's fine if Palantir has government business, but that's actually lower margin and it's smaller, so Anthropic is taking more new spending. Again, a lot of this is theoretical, and it's coming from someone who is notably bearish on Palantir, but this post did come out today.
Yeah, well,
dead to me, Michael Burry.
Isn't he already? Wasn't he already shorting this?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have nothing to say.
Well, I think I don't think we're too surprised.
If nothing nice to say, don't say anything not joking. Yeah, good opinions. Wonder if there's backed up, like Dara said, you got to be backed up by stats and everything. We do know that
he
the
was
government.
better as Batman.
We do know that we do know Christian Bale.
Yeah.
We do know that Palantir, the government contracts are going to be thinner margins, but they do have the longevity behind them at least. So
they've been getting into private as well, because way more commercial has been.
No, I think Palantir will be fine.
Valuation could be some of it as well. Like if you look at the valuation concerns on even defense names, like AVAV's they weren't even profitable yet, and they got beaten up despite being a defense name during all of this. So it does happen. But you see all this volatility in the market. If you haven't noticed it, then well, you're probably blind. That volatility creates movement. And if you're a sophisticated trader, that means opportunity. Beta Pro by Globex offers Canada's first and longest running suite of leveraged and inverse ETFs built for sophisticated investors who understand the risks of leverage and the importance of precision. Its triple leveraged bull and 3x bear ETFs tied to the NASDAQ 100 index are designed for daily tactical trades, providing amplified daily exposure and giving traders tools to engage with both upward momentum and market pullbacks. These strategies are currency hedged, seeking to offset U.S. dollar exposure back to the Canadian loonie. For those navigating short-term market moves up or down, Beta Pro offers flexibility to act with conviction, whatever that looks like, for your individual strategy, objectives, and risk profile. So trade tactically and learn more at betapro.ca by scanning the QR code you see out in front of you.
I'm using the 200 period moving average. Did I say 200 period? Hold on. 25 period, sorry. Right there to get out of our TQQ trade. So if this market does blast up, we just got a great fill on Apple, by the way. We got 70s right there. Like, you want to talk about another risk to reward. I mean, I really can't do it better other than, going perfect. I mean, we did lose the Palantir trade. And I'm just talking about risk to reward. Like, I need to do better on my outs, which is what Brian was asking me about there on the chat. Shout out to Brian Shannon. But it's just like, maybe I just should have waited for the whole kit and caboodle up here at these levels. But, instead, it is what it is. I take out some more here at 70s. I'm now waiting at 80 exactly, so hopefully we get another bump up there and get an 80 fill. But you know what, guys? Like, this was really, realistically, like 20, 25, 30 cents worth of risk, now almost $1 club. What? It just went, oh, we're waiting at 80. Okay, well, hopefully we'll get it. in a minute. And then this is what I want to talk about. We are also waiting for this to break. So if we break through 60s, we're going to get out of the TQQ trade. How's that Robinhood doing? This was a short that, you know, we didn't, hard to predict the market doing those moves, but we did like, I thought I liked Robinhood breaking here. Didn't take it, should have. That's why I called it up that first time, but then by the time we looked back at it, this was only 10 minutes ago, we were already all the way down here, so we're already getting cooked on that. But the reason why I liked it was, you know, you had VWAP, you had the 50-period moving average. They were all right here, almost right when we went on air, and I forgot to mention it. I was looking at that short. We had sort of looked in here, and then there's the breakdown. And whether or not you wait for that break or you take the short here and give yourselves a little bit of room, that's sort of what I need to do better. I need to figure out, do I take it here or do I wait for that break? We did that with the Qs. We waited for the break and it was okay. Alibaba, I remember we looked at some Chinese names. Alibaba was up to 128 or something earlier today as well, and that one is now down pretty good. Yeah, 129 off open.
The only tech name in China that we remotely look at that's up this year, I think, is JD. I think everything else, everything.
JD is up? Okay.
Well, I have to double check.
Could be.
But I know all the cables, they're all down and they're all getting absolutely smoked. But I think it was JD. If it's not up, then it's at least relatively strong. And part of that's because it was beaten up so badly, so it just refused to make better lows. But just quickly, two things, because one, we did bounce off the low on SMR. When that happened, I just tightened it up and got out of it. But Boyle, because USO was back up at the high, well, one of two things is going to happen. USO is going to get to the top and turn. This could get to VWAP and be a reload. Or this is just going to clean breakout and I'll get out of the trade. So we are back at the HOD on oil, which does put more pressure on the market, even though it's trying to bounce. And just for myself, because I said it, I'm now curious as to whether that is going to end up being true. I'm going to just use e-signal here because it's easier for me. JD, I think the timing of this, is it? It's like it's so bad. I should have gone to a weekly chart, not a monthly. Like JD.com has been so bad that it made this little wipeout bottom just in February. So technically, if you go to January in here, maybe it's flat. Like it's really, really close because it made a wipeout bottom. But this is one of these like horrible, horrible stock. I don't think it's better than Alibaba, but for what it's worth, it hasn't made a fresh low this year. Those Chinese names are going to be in trouble. And you're right, there is nobody else that will be selling weapons to. Who else would be selling weapons to Iran in the first place if it's not China and if it's not Russia? So that 50% tariff, you know who it's aimed at. There's zero ambiguity about that, in my opinion. And, well, it's 3. It's a little bit early. But I'm going to look. I have the early look imbalances up. There's really nothing yet. But I'd keep an eye on anything energy related here today, because I just you get the feeling wherever the greatest amount of volatility might be, that's where people might starting to stuff exit points into the close. Also watch out for.
Closing. We talk about how key closing prints are.
Exactly.
To all the time. Nothing wrong with going back, guys, and double checking where your stops are. So this is now 50. I'm just going to do it. Like if we get stopped out, I'm not going to do it too much. I'll do 56 instead of 61 or whatever. But sometimes saving just a couple pennies here and there allow you to be just a little more frugal, I guess, in your positioning. So we'll just get that out. Hopefully it comes back in. And then Apple, we're almost out of Apple. We got another piece. We got a piece there. We've got another piece as well. So we have well under. We have like 7% left now on Apple. I'll hold this all the way. Well, all right, let's go. Let's get down to 5% left, okay, on Apple. We'll offer 53s. If we get filled, great. There we go. Now we have 5% left on Apple, and that's that. So we can now let this thing go into the close. We're just sort of topping everything out right now, so it has been a decent day. You were in SMR, so I'm not going to call that up, but nothing else is really. You guys talked about, some people did anyways, talked about Marvell off that top. It's a very interesting look right now on Marvell, guys. That's your VWAP trade. Feels like I missed it, but it could still be there. But there's Marvell right now off that level. So potential look there on MRVL right now, 113 and change. It looks like Apple to me, right, where we sort of played that level on Apple and then boom, upside right there on AAPL. So on Marvell. We'll see if that wants to go as well. But that's a little bit of a look there. Just making sure that I have all of the stop orders going. 113 and change. If we zoom back out a little bit, let's see what that 113, yeah, see, like this to me is not convincing. There's nothing here. Like this goes back basically all week, back into April 2nd. Happy anniversary day to me that day. And you could see right here, happy anniversary to my parents today, by the way.
No way.
April the 8th.
Nice.
50, wait a minute, they're born in 72, so 54 years there for my...
Congratulations.
My
George.
parents, 54 years. Yeah, what, amazing.
Pass it on. I mean, they're probably not watching, so pass it on for me.
Yeah, well, they might, you never know if they're watching or not. Yeah, 54 years, so I'll give your well wishes to
That
them.
is a, hey man, that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, and a couple, at least,
all you can ask
yeah, at least 20 more, so,
Yeah, you can always ask for more, but I mean.
Yeah, they're going to get at least 20 more. All right, so right into there, 112 in change coming in there for Marvell. Like that would be something, and that just goes back to this stupid high right there that was made in the pre-market. So
Someone said in the chat, Marvell to be added to the S&P 500. Maybe this year. They're eligible, and it could happen, but there is a new name on the board, on the betting markets. And well, I was going to ask, because anyone can guess it, but whatever. I'm just going to show it to everybody.
Yeah.
We saw this, I don't know,
that's what I was going to guess.
No, the number 2 right now at 25%, at least at Kalshi, is Reddit.
Ooh.
So this wasn't here 2 days ago. It was these guys, still can't pronounce the name, I don't know.
Reddit, nah,
And
forget it.
SoFi, 25. SoFi's not even eligible. They're underneath the market cap now, but apparently it's still there.
Dragos.
We've got Pure Storage, SpaceX.
We got a big super chat.
I guess it could immediately go in. Throw the super chat up from Dragos. Dragos.
I can read it because there's something about my anniversary in there.
There it is.
There, it's a $200 super chat. Let's
Beers
go.
and pizza. You can do better than that.
Here's pizza and peach pie for my guy over there,
Joe,
Joseph Options.
that's all we need.
All right, thank you so much, Dragos.
Oh, it doesn't say pie.
This is for you, Joe. This is for you, Joe. Beers, yeah, it doesn't say pie.
I thought it said
I
pie.
made that up.
Oh.
I made that up. There it is. Beers and pizza on you. Thank you so much, Dragos, for that, of course. Also, April 2nd is yours as well. Well, then, you have the congratulations. I don't have that.
No.
Good enough.
What the?
I have a Bitcoin on me, my friend, right there. So there it is. Just joking. Bitcoin's too expensive. Yeah.
We got to do it on. We have to do it tomorrow though because you're off on Friday.
Don't worry about that. We can figure it out. No, because the thing is, I want to spend the money. Thank you so much for that. Remember, we got to get Cabanos or some sort of a burger because
we were going to get burgers.
Sia has never had a hamburger before. She's only had a cheeseburger. Obi. Oh, Raquel. Oh, yeah, but that's a caterer burger.
Oh no. We're talking about getting real, delicious gourmet burgers.
So
in honor of Sia never having a hamburger.
I want to risk it for the brisket.
No, let's get some brisket too.
Oh, let's get some brisket. Yes,
next week.
Fabian. Yeah, we'll get some brisket. Don't worry about that, Fabian. Right there. We do get stopped out of our queues, but that was another one right there. So there goes the TQs again. We do get stopped out there at 50. See, like just right there, stopped at 55, saving us because we would have got stopped out at 61 anyways. All right, not bad there as well. The TQs, nice little bump up there. But yes, I am off on Friday, and then I'm off next week Thursday as well. But ooh. Hey, Adara, how's it going over there? Good to see you, Adara. Everything else is doing really well there.
Down. E-Lab is up, apparently.
We got all the camera views right there.
For one,
but yeah, so Apple, again, just doing its own damn thing here, it looks like, one more time. Come on. You spit the money thing too much. Let's do this one. We did have, the chicken wasn't bad. One of my pieces was not, they were chicken drumsticks.
Those were the beef.
One of them was not the greatest. I didn't get any pieces of beef. I don't know how you did. The chicken was okay.
Happy.
It was actually, the taste was good.
I liked it.
What is?
I'm eating it right now. It's pretty good.
What now?
Can they hear you,
Yeah,
Fabian?
yeah, everybody
okay.
can hear me right now.
Oh, perfect, okay. So you liked it, Fabian?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I thought it was pretty not spicy. Nothing super, nothing to write home about, but it was pretty good.
You're not
Pretty
hearing
tasty.
him?
Oh.
Okay, I'm hearing him. But anyways, okay, so yeah, shout out to Fabian and the chicken as well. It was a pretty tasty treat, I thought, there today. Adara, did you like the chicken or? It was fine. Okay, fine. All right, forget
Apparently, I'm the only person who got like
sucked.
random pieces of. I'm not making it up. I showed you the beef on my plate.
Because your special meal.
What's that? Didn't taste like pork to me.
Well, beef and pork actually look
That
different.
didn't taste.
Okay.
Well, that didn't taste like pork to me, bro.
I don't know, man. I mean,
no one else
I
got
still
it.
remember the one day that I said, Brendan, how was lunch? And he's like, oh, the chicken was a little dry. And I said, that was pork, my guy.
I
and
remember
so I think
that
that might
day.
just happened to
remember
you
that.
right there
It
as
was
well.
delicious.
According to Joe. But I didn't see it, so I don't know. But
Back to the
anyways,
market for just one quick second.
there goes Apple, by the way.
Because we just had pretty much what we were expecting at the top, topping tail candle on USO. So I'm just going to re-enter, or not re-enter because I'm still in it. I'm just going to reload the boil trade if we cash the offer. Look for us to head back into the bottom. I don't know if this bounce, like if oil's coming to the downside, maybe we can catch a little bit of pep in our step. And what is Intel doing in power hour? Probably going higher because that's what it does. It's a small trend break, small, slight, but it's not really doing anything with that trend break just yet. Let me zoom in so you can see a little bit better. Like, there you go, boom, like it broke the trend over here. But without USO going, yeah, this is here's the problem. We're right back into the highs. I don't want to punch long if we're going to take out the top. That just doesn't play. You've got to confirm this heading back down, and then I'd like the long bit better. Got to have the confirmation that this is a good double top and not just a psych out and then break out the highs. Once that happens, Intel looks like a good long, but not just yet. So we can take you to a DARA, and we still have plenty of time to look close.
SBAC popping higher. That's SBA Communications. You may recall on Thursday, April 2nd, so last Thursday, Bloomberg reported that SBAC was reportedly considering a sale. Now we're hearing some mostly rumors and speculation on X suggesting that KKR and Brookfield, so KKR and BN, are in late-stage talks to acquire SBAC for roughly $250 a share. Stock currently trading just below $217 at its highs of day. So again, SBAC rumors that KKR and BN are near a $250 per share deal for the company. This comes about a week or so after reports started circulating suggesting that SBAC was exploring a sale. Back to you.
All right, Neil's going to figure out how he can hear the Chilean nightmare in his ear, although many things he says are very nightmarish, so you got to be careful putting him in your ear. Don't, Fabian. Is looking directly into the... There, now do it, Fabian.
And that's creepy.
There he is. Hey, what's up, man? You shave that mustache, my guy. Okay.
You got the
All of a sudden, like the mustache was just like right in the
lend us
camera.
some of your hair.
Hey,
Like,
what's going on over there? That's true. I would never do that again. Okay. Look, we just got a nether fill there on Apple, so we're getting lighter and lighter now. We talked about having a quarter left or whatever it was, and now we're super light now on Apple. So I can't complain about anything that we're doing. Let's go check out what's going on in IBIT right now as it's trying to hold out through 71,000 right now. Good little dip buy. We can actually look at Bitcoin proper in a minute, but there goes IBIT making its move down now 3% or up 3%, but definitely down from the open. This could have been another buy. Like, I didn't notice this. Could try to hold out through 40 bucks there is IBIT, so that could be something that we talk about at some point. But right now, like, everything is going to look like a short to me now. Oh, I was going to say, USO took out the highs. That's what Neil just said. I just want to say we could have. I know we got stopped out there on the TQs, but like that was a good level there. We got stopped out on the 25 period moving average, so maybe it's time to get back in. So there's our stop out. We actually got stopped out lower than sort of where we are now. There's the 50 period. Right, so there's the 25. The 25 is generally speaking a momentum changer for me, but the 50 could be used as support. The support I'm looking for is up here, or resistance, but is the 50, the 200 in VWAP, but right down into there, there it goes back in. So wow, we could not have gotten better on Apple. You know, I just told you guys, like 5% left on this thing as we float back in. Like, okay, we'll take that all day. You know what? Let's just stop out here. Let's just stop out if we break this level. What are we even dealing with this for? Let's stop out back to flat. Our last 5% back to flat, right? Let's do that. All right, so we'll do that. And you can see I'm not very specific. 257, 13s. We will stop out. That's where we're long at. Boom. We'll put that order in, and now we can't go wrong. With Apple, obviously. The reason why I looked at that was BMNR, because they were as much more excited than Bitcoin was today, right? Bitcoin was up 3%. Yeah, this up 5%. So
I think ETH as well. Part of that story is going to be, of course.
Was there an Ethereum story today? Did I miss that?
No, I just mean like in general, like the relative strength. Is ETH was up more this morning than Bitcoin was, so then BMNR being an ETH thing. And plus two, it's like so badly beaten up and heavily shorted. Sometimes you'll have outside moves. MSTR, same thing. You might have outsized moves. I just still don't like them, but that is what it is. Man, we're going to end up single digits, potentially, on USO. So it just tagged the highs. We just talked about it there. So as it got back to the top, it's been my chance to get back in. As it broke the highs, I should say, going to jump back into silver. What are you going to do? If you have an order out, the algos take you out. But we're going to jump back in. It's just a little bit of a curl. You have a topping tail candle, which is what I like, into a prior support level, which I also like. So I put the stop there. We enter here on the side and then look for retracement. It's 320, so we'll try to take this into the end of the day. Still nothing. FXI popped up here for 1 million shares.
Oh, you're looking at it already.
But that's nothing. I want to see 2 million. I was kind of hoping, we were just talking about crypto, kind of hoping BM&R might be in there. That could get interesting. GDX is there for 900,000. Maybe that's worth it. I could see that being, yeah, like if GDX gets a couple million on the imbalance locator on a day like today, I could see that being interesting. JP Morgan, a buy of 770. We have bank earnings coming up in a week or so, close to it. If not a week, then like a week and a day or.
Oh, Meta.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to look at Meta. Dara, if you could grab that story for us again. Meta had a huge move up. It was their avocado, I believe.
Oh, no, not avocado. So reportedly, according to the Financial Times, it's a new model called MuseSpark, which is run by that new superintelligence team. That's the team with Alexander Wang that Zuckerberg reportedly spent billions of dollars building. Now, apparently, they're going to start rolling this out. The paid API is not going to be yet, but they are going to be rolling it out basically on every Meta platform you can think of. The AI app, you've got Messenger, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, even the Ray-Bans glasses. So that rollout apparently starting at any moment. That was a story here for MBTA.
Does it say like what the API or what this is all supposed to be doing?
API, paid API, not yet. I didn't really get much of a sense of what they're actually doing in terms of what the product is, but you know, good look here for META, I guess. I think it's more like the Llama 4 failed. They were trying to create something, I guess, to compete with that. So probably similar to your typical AI product from Meta, I would guess.
Well, it's losing a bit now.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, nothing's going to be prone to this market move. I mean, there goes Meta. We had heard, I don't know, I don't want to, where's Joe? I don't know if Obi was shorting on the way up or what, but I know he
630 rejection.
Yeah, I know he had. Okay, so 630. So I don't know if that was his first position, but I know he. Okay, good. So I know he was in that. So that's a nice move there on Meta back in there. So yeah, that's if anybody caught that. I mean, that was a great one. So congratulations, Obi, and everybody who did that right back into VWAP. I'm not here to support this VWAP. I mean, I would not even be out of this TQ trade right until that happened. I was talking about trying to hold this thing and hold it. We did do pretty good there, but not until the very bottom. We were using our 21 period to get out. PayPal we talked about. That's not really doing anything. Are there any other? Can we throw up the visualizer? I don't know do you have that? Oh, I need to get that link again, by the way, because I closed it by accident. Just to see what stocks everyone wants us to look at.
Right now it's been leading all day long. I know not to beat a dead horse, but Tesla turned to red, down to 341. Palantir, number 2. Meta, we were just talking about. Intel, which we've discussed. ELAB, probably the only thing in the top that we have not shown. Up 36%. What is dead may not die for ELAB. I'm not saying the name of the company.
What is the name of the company? I don't know. I'm not trying.
Elevai, ELEVAI.
Oh, okay.
You guys pronounce that. I'm not wasting my time with that. It doesn't even matter. Who cares? No, but let's be real. 35% is all great. But considering like a week ago or half a week ago, this was at $14. I don't know how many people would be that excited about it. But congrats if you had it early. It does feel like it's on the back end for ELAB here. What am I looking at? A 15-minute chart. Looks like it's on the back end. It just lost VWAP 2 minutes ago. We just lost a $5 level in VWAP. Not a great sign to end the day. It's doing good volume, but there was that the penny stock one's doing a billion today. Shoot, what was that one? I already forget. You guys can remind me what that penny stock was. It's going to do 1 billion shares. And that one was doing 1 billion shares trending down, which is in some ways more impressive. I can't remember. QNCX? Someone just said in the chat. Yeah, Quince. That's the one. You do 1 billion shares and you've been nothing but trending down. That's just impressive to me. Like it's not even giving reasons for buyers. It's just dump, 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 dump. I'm sure Luis, given their strategy, I'm sure this would have been one that they were on. Yeah, when these things make their highs in the pre-market and then immediately at the open fail a lower high, the continuation tends to be good. At least that's the data that Luis goes by, and we had him on today to explain his strategy. So you can always just go back, rewind, watch this afternoon, and he can talk about his outlook. He talked about his outlook for some of those small cappers, which ones are good, which ones they like for the short side of the trade, which I believe is almost all they do.
Trying to see if there was anything. I thought I saw a good bespoke tweet there about the different markets and what they were up or down, but I'm not able to find it right now. So we can look at that because I basically wanted to look again. I wanted to look at the XLF because the XLF is actually coming through next week, right? We saw Monday we got Goldman Sachs and we got JP Morgan and all this, sort of banks coming through. I think the banks will be fine in this environment. I mean, more of a secured rate situation where it looks like now we may get that one cut into the year. Look at this bounce right there on the XLF, all the way up into your 50-period moving average. I think the banks are going to show up. I mean, JP Morgan, all these guys had great quarters last quarter. It's just a drop off here. I'm going to find out what date JPM actually reported last quarter, and then that way I can go back and look exactly at the movement. So we go into the calendar. It was right into here. That's for January 13th. So if we go back over and look at that for Benzinga, that's who we just used there. Here's the 13th, and actually we did have a negative move on JP Morgan after their earnings report. So scratch that idea. Maybe it's not the greatest play there as we went into earnings hot and then actually gave it back since earnings. So, all right, let's be careful then with bank earnings. I thought they actually did quite well, but I guess it was the other way around. Into the 50-period moving average right now. And to me, like this is also lining up. And if this was like a 1-minute chart or a 5-minute chart, we'd be looking to go short around here because there's, levels that have been holding, and we just sort of doji star right up into that again on the daily chart. So this could be a great opportunity. If you've been going long on the bank names and you're like me and thought they beat last time, right here, this may make a move back in here if we don't get the earnings that we're looking for. So XLF, I just noted it earlier because I said I was reading something and I saw that it was back at the 50-period moving average. So XLF, a little bit of work to do. And then JP Morgan, I think it was up 3%. I don't want to say what it's up anymore because everything's changed so much. Yeah, it's still up 3. So up 3 and a bit percentage points is JP Morgan. What up, eh?
Keep an eye here on USO. We are getting reports from an Iranian news source, so keep that in mind. This is Iranian state media. SNN is the name of the source. They're reporting that an oil tanker that tried to pass the Strait of Hormuz was returned back to Gulf water. So this does make it seem like the Strait is at least partially closed. And we know earlier today, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said that actually the Strait is partially opened and things are going well and that any reports otherwise are untrue and they contradict with what the U.S. is being told privately. So again, make of all of that what you will, but hearing more reports about tankers being turned away, from the Strait of Hormuz. Also, this just posted here on X. BlackBerry reports tomorrow morning. So here's an updated look at BlackBerry's very sad revenue, highs and lows over the last 26 years. X, TTV Research, don't miss it. They're about to report fiscal 2026 and Q4 2026 tomorrow. Back to you.
Well, I mean, that's a very symmetrical looking chart. It's very aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's entirely terrible and horrible, and you don't want to. That's a what not to do there. Or Alpha, say less. Says, at Neil Trader TV, we need a new ending segment called Closing on the Highs with an analysis into the next day on some picks. Could be fun. Yes, I agree. What do we say around here? It's something to the effect of a paraphrase. It's that closing money matters more, or end of the day money, or late money, whatever. It doesn't make a difference. What happens in the last 30 minutes of the day, or the last 20 minutes, or the last hour of the day, in a lot of ways is, I don't want to say infinitely, but much more important than at the close. And you do get a lot of it.
Dragos.
We tried with Tesla, and people were looking bearish on Tesla. That's what we're asking. But Dragos is in there with 50 memberships.
That's another $250.
Again, I don't know. I think this is the only way we can show the membership. But I have to show it this way. We can't really do it with the with that little visual thing, but there's Dragos gifting 50 memberships, and you can see you have the super chat in there. 50 memberships, that's another 250, and it's paying it forward to the group. You can see everybody collecting those memberships. I see Paige getting it, El Hood. Now it's going too fast, so I can't tell you who's getting them again. Derek also, he'll pick one up there. The Shiv King, you're gonna get one. So shout out to you, Dragos, appreciate it. And of course, happy anniversary as well, because I know you mentioned you have the same.
Yeah, Dragos does. Yeah, April the 2nd.
I was saying Dragos. Dragos.
Dragos,
Is there a difference?
probably Dragos. Yeah, so by the way, just don't be rude. What's up with that? Okay, so right into there, we got another piece out again of Apples. Now we just have 2.5% left. As there's the bump up rate again there. It's like you gotta, okay, well, we just got stopped out, so we'll just go fail on the last piece, but oh hell yeah, and money, because Apple now a top stock here on the show today because of this most recent move. And I hate on myself sometimes for getting out just way too many times on the way. And this is just me kind of being bored sitting here, and it hits levels. We take the outs. I'm trying to do my best to hold, which we've actually done. And unfortunately, it's too bad there's not like little markers here that shows you either, what percentage or whatever we got out. But we waited and we did pretty good on where we're getting out. A lot of these fills in here are just garbage fills. Like we do get some good ones there at the 200 period moving average. Some good trades here on this initial bump up. So into 45, which into 45 isn't huge, right? That's only 30 cents. But trying to take a lot out 1-to-1. So in this area, 1-to-1, 2-to-1. And then when it blows up, make sure that we still do have a little bit on. We told you we had a third on when it was coming up through here. So, good for us to hold that. And then I don't know. That's why we stop out. We stopped out of 2.5%. See, so now I don't feel so bad because we got a piece 2.5 there, 2.5 there, basically right in the middle. Stuck in the middle is Apple right now, but that's still for me going to piece out to be a decent trade right there. Yeah, it's already 330.
139 on Palantir now.
Ooh la la.
I just saw someone say news on Palantir. No, not really. It's outside of Michael Burry. Making some negative comments, but I mean, he's already short the thing and we already know his opinion on it, so him reiterating his opinion, you think wouldn't be that big of a deal, but you're into some fresh lows on PLTR. Didn't think this would stock, breaking 140, breaking the 50 period, breaking 140, shocking, but we're here. And this is with the market up 2% for it to be down that much. The new trade was getting an SLV. We just tagged the even dollar. It broke the even dollar and then came right back. So we're getting a bounce in SLV. I know why. Because look what's happening in USO. USO it broke 124, got to 125, respects the even dollar by pulling back in here. So I'm not going to move the stop. If we break that local high, that's where the stop is going to be regardless on SLV. So this is that little wick in here at 67 and just about a quarter as well. Easy peasy, I see you. We're going to go to a dare and we'll come right back.
Yeah, we'll come right back.
Just be aware here, guys, as we progress through Power Hour, halfway through now. Mizan, which is more Iranian state media, reporting that there's an attack on Luwan Island refinery in the Persian Gulf, which was carried out by UAE's Mirage aircraft. So again, reports have attacked on a refinery within the Persian Gulf. Be aware, more headlines coming out. Also, I've seen a lot of people ask today, is the Strait of Hormuz open? Is the Strait of Hormuz closed? There has been a lot of back and forth here. Generally, it seems like there are still being boats here and tankers that are being turned away. So it seems at least partially still closed. Again, if we get more updates, I will keep you guys posted. But the hard thing is the nature of these headlines. They're all very back and forth. One country says one thing, another country says the other thing. All that we can do and all that I can do is give you guys the most timely stuff that I'm seeing. Back to you.
Sidhu lives. Thank you, Adara. Apparently it does live. It's coming back from the dead, apparently. Is Sidhu's health. Yeah, what do you think the high was yesterday? 420? What was the high at the open? 420? It's trying to get going again. Obviously, I think we're on the other side of the Artemis thing, and there's your lower high. That's the see. This is what you were looking for yesterday. Was that crest, the lower high, and coming back in. But it's still holding higher lows on the 15 minutes. The trend is still up, even with the reversal day. It's got higher low, higher low, higher low, so we'll call it 4 days in a row of those higher lows for Sidus. Do remember, we always talk about sell the news. Artemis 2 should safely return on Friday.
that when it is? Okay.
Yeah, so they should be back on Friday. I don't know. I kind of feel like touchdown might be a sell for some of the space stocks. Or like that would be you could say the launch was the sell the news, but I would figure a successful touchdown might be that event more than anything else. I don't remember what time they're supposed to. Maybe it'll be during market hours, not sure, but that's a couple of days away. So a little bit of a pullback there on USO, not really following through much yet. If that gets back down to like 23s, you could see a bit of a bounce at the end of the day. FXI is still leading the way in the imbalance locator at 1.1 million to buy. That's pretty small. Not terribly excited by any of the early looks. Pretty disappointing. I don't see GDX there anymore. It was there, and it was a small buy. So maybe it's not being there will be good because silver came, SLV, don't want to say silver, SLV came right back into our prior bar, wick high, stopped on a dime, and is turning back around. I'm not going to reload. We're going to keep the stop there. If it breaks, it breaks. If we head back into the lows, we'll try to rinse out a few more shares there. I just saw someone saying a comment about Michael Burry. I want to find it.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. I lost it.
Okay, look at Uber, man. I mean, we were long Uber at one point and then got out of the way. And I just, I'm only showing this because this is what we're talking about. Oh, we didn't get easy peasy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Andre, there was a super chat we missed there, and that was just, I think, the congratulations.
I got it here. It was actually shouting out Dragos.
Right, I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, easy peasy. Gratitude goes to Dragos. You are the man. So appreciate you, easy peasy, and way to pass it forward, brother.
Okay, yeah, thanks Easy Peasy for that one. I hope you guys all had a good day. Thanks, Dragos, man. The $200 super chat and 50 memberships. The membership will get you Sharif's morning note when he's here. Also, little cool, funny emojis, and just helps us, help sponsor the show, really. You guys can see everything, and we've got new hires here.
The Periscope camera doesn't pay for itself.
We've got the Periscope camera, of course. We've got Sia.
That thing, it goes up and down.
Yeah, the Periscope camera.
See the one right there in front of you, yeah.
Raise it up. Raise that Periscope camera up. Let's go. Let's put some of these super chats to use over here. We'll get that going in a minute.
Imagine they give us the button so we can control it up or down. You don't want to give us that.
There it is. Oh,
there. Raise
it up. Hi, everybody. There it is. So there it is right in front. Yeah, lower it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you got the magic hands over there. Put that up and down. So
I want new toys.
I'm not really sure what the purpose of that is.
Doesn't matter.
It's definitely cool. It's more the purpose.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
That's purpose enough sometimes.
Yes.
Does it look cool? Answer yes. I'm good with it.
Okay, well, then it looks cool for sure. Too cool for school. NVIDIA, so this market's starting to break higher right now. I just heard something that JD Vance was saying that the Strait was going to be opened, but I mean, I think that's something there. You can see oil does drop $1 on that kind of a news. Yes.
So here's what JD Vance said. I guess his comments must be contemporaneous because I know he spoke a little bit about the ceasefire in much less positive terms earlier today. But he said that, quote, Iranians are promising to open the Strait of Hormuz and that, quote, Iranians thought the ceasefire included Lebanon and it just didn't. He also said that Israelis have offered to, quote, check themselves in Lebanon. So I guess not attack Lebanon again. We did have White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt confirm today that Lebanon was not included in the ceasefire. And Israel also said that Lebanon was not included in the ceasefire. So these comments kind of are a continuation of that. We know, as I mentioned with Brendan this morning, that JD Vance had said that certain Iranian officials were lying about the ceasefire that happened this morning, though he wasn't super clear what he meant by that. He also said, though, that the ceasefire was fragile. Back to you.
Yeah, there was a word in there, wasn't there?
Contemporaneous. Right. Existing or occurring in the same period of time. Pythagoras was contemporaneous with Buddha. I feel like that is not Google. You got to come up with a better sentence than that. That's a weird sentence.
Because I feel like you can also use contemporaneous like in shorter time frames, right? Like that's comparing like entire eras, which is cool.
I can never
but
use
like it's also like, I think it's quite a fractal word.
I'll tell you this right now. If I manage to work contemporaneous into outside of this context, into anything for the rest of this week, I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back. There's no chance I'll be able to.
Can I literally have?
I'd have to think about. I'd have to
Right.
really think about it and pre-plan it. To be honest with you,
Can I have words that I'll never say for 1,000, Alex, over
that's a
there?
school word,
But thank you, Adara, for educating us because that is awesome, right there. Never ever even heard of that
Well,
word.
do you know
Hey,
what's-
I'm just a trader.
Do you know what's contemporaneous?
Surprised
would
I'm even
be-
a host.
Would be when you have like during the meme craze, you've got AMC and GameStop quadunking at the same quadunking.
See, that word,
contemporaneous-
I'm very, very.
Was
right.
that right? Does that,
You use it in the right context.
that
there.
makes sense.
But yeah, a word that you will. There we go. Okay, at least people are laughing.
No,
now. So there it goes.
The reason we even have that key is because Adara is constantly, and to his extent Sharif, saying words that I've never heard of. And I played Scrabble with my parents when I was a kid.
I love Scrabble.
I love Scrabble too, but I
I'm
don't
trying
know
to go pro
contemporaneous.
Scrabble. Like, that's a great. If anyone ever wants to play Scrabble, like Neil, let me know. They got an app for that, for real.
Oh, I'll lose. You'll beat me in Scrabble, 100%.
It'll be fun though.
Yeah, I'll have fun playing, but like if you're throwing on contemporaneously, I know I'm not gonna win at Scrabble. Straight up. Poker, on the other hand.
Yeah, you're gonna get killed at that. You'll get killed at poker too. I think Adara will beat everybody up in every game. I don't know.
At that.
Does Adara know how to play poker? Or
Yeah, she's
I'm not great.
No,
I'm okay,
she
but
played you played one of our office games.
I played twice. Yes.
Yeah, at least twice. I might have missed one of them, but
Okay. All right.
the other
Good, and more good.
showed Erin like just simple like 5-card stud. She loves it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's just I don't know. It's like anything cards, and she likes Magic as well. But anything where it's playing with a deck of cards and she gets to shuffle and mess around and try to like do false deals,
Yeah.
false cuts.
I mean, Era's old now. I mean,
She's like
expecting her to
9.
do all these things, of course.
Just a couple of things in here. Still the same thing happening with U.S. Lone Boil, but we did have our stop, which eventually broke in. Silver is only 10 minutes till the imbalances go, so I don't think there'll be anything new. And Boyle is still doing the same thing it was before. I'll come back to that one. The balances are pretty much a nothing burger. We're still holding under VWAP. We're still holding under our prior bar high, but it doesn't want to drop. So I got my bids out there. Either it takes out that top, which is binary, or we get that flush. Straight moves have been fully closed, forcing tankers to turn back. I think the next real step would be, okay, that's obviously not good, but we have yet to see if that's going to result in actual escalation from the U.S. Because if we go back to the rhetoric, we're basically one truth away from back to where we were most of yesterday, which was everyone thinking it was going to be as much doom and gloom as possible. Like, I don't want to use the exact same word, but we're talking about destroying civilization and blowing up bridges and infrastructure, which would take a very long time to rebuild. So we haven't heard that yet. Vance is saying he'd like to take the next step. Iranians have to take the next step, or Trump has options to go back to war. Options to go back to war is not as bad as it could sound. I'll give it that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That could be worse. That rhetoric could be a heck of a lot more harsh, because it could say game back on, what we're talking about on Monday.
Yeah, we've got to be careful with the wording, of course, and President Trump. I mean, you never know. I mean, this is a very, very fluid situation. I can't believe, I mean, Vance is the one speaking. Other than after today, I didn't even really even hear that. My mic
Apparently we're having
is
some
bad.
mic issues. Fabian comes right over. He runs over there like Superman to fix the mics. That's what also the super chats are going to go to. Fixing the mics on a permanent basis, for sure. ASST just dumped 5% on a single candle. Strive did it. It's only a $10 stock, so it's possible. I'm going to load it up. Yes, it did. Strive did just jump 50 cents on a single candle. Does it have an early look imbalance? No, it does not. Sometimes at this time of day, if you see a late push, it might have actually had an imbalance. But this is a NASDAQ stock, so I just looked over. I'm like, yeah, it's NASDAQ. We wouldn't even know it yet. So watch out. Maybe someone knows something on Strive. No headline that I heard. That's pretty distinct. Maybe it will have an imbalance. I'm just going to put it on my list of things that I'm watching, and that way I have a separate imbalance locator, which doesn't have like every single symbol in the market. Where if I think there's something special like GDX or BMNR, let's just say, then if you're at Real Trading, I have way too many lists. I don't even use all of these. I have like Today in Play, ETFs, CME, close show, close trade. So things I'm looking at, I can delete that. That's not important. That one's also not important. But I was going to put up BMNR, so I'd go like this, and I'd go BMNR. And that's Amex, and then you hit the save. Yes, and then I have another locator, which will just be those symbols. So then I can show just that for myself. So I'm not looking at all of these, because that's a bit too much. If you're looking for a specific symbol or two, like if I just want GDX, I don't kind of get lost in the sauce. But with 5 or 6 minutes to go, we have some time until the imbalances. USO still in the same range. That's nothing burger. What's Tesla doing? Jay Lee says, oh my goodness. Could have got a $15 winner shorting Tesla from the open. I guess, what was that poll sitting at? Oh, we stopped that poll.
Yeah, did we?
Here, we'll throw a new one up there. It was 66% of the viewers did not want to hold Tesla overnight, which actually meant that 1 out of 3 of you actually wanted Tesla or liked Tesla overnight. How about we try something else here? Because we talked about Palantir, and then we didn't throw one up for Palantir. Palantir at $140. PLTR, keep it simple. Over 140? Or, 140, let's just say up or down. Because I remember, whatever you put in, it's going to show. So we'll just leave it at up or down. It's at $140 right now. Tomorrow morning, is Palantir up or down? Throw your votes in. All you got to do is type 1 to vote yes. It's going up. Type 2 if you think Palantir has further downside. So this is one of the more beat up names. As we've said, it's actually just bounced a couple of pennies here. So it looks like it's going to be about the same as, I bet it'll be the same thing as Tesla. I'm voting continuation too. I don't like the rhetoric that we're hearing. Any escalation overnight and it's going to get really bad. This is closer to 50-50 for now. But we'll give it till the end of the day here, see what everyone thinks. As it is getting a bid. It actually bounced off 139. But this would be even worse from the highs. I think we use this tool. This is the ruler. And then I have to do exactly like that. And then boom. At the lowest, 9.7% from the highs. Palantir.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple names that were down.
Well, SoFi.
7 or 8%,
Yeah,
Robinhood. I mean, they're probably battling back.
With SoFi, though,
this
I understand that at least. I understand. Because SoFi being up as much as it was just because
Michael Burry had, there's some negative news about Palantir, right? So look at this, man. I did it again on Apple. Look, Apple's still going to be, I think, a top 3 stock today, P&L-wise. But, like, we got out, and even though it was only 2.5%, like we had mentioned, that's literally, like, right into support. Thought the market was losing it. There it goes. That's why I never want to put like an all or none stop order. I get out. We took it out all the way there, and boom. Like I'd be beside myself if that was more of a significant piece of the pie. So thankfully it really is not. But anyways, there goes Apple. That's twice. I did it a couple days ago too. We got out of Apple too early and then it ripped into the close. So lesson learned, man. If we change our mind about Apple at any time, especially near the end of the day, we should hold off on that thought and maybe play it to the long side or whatever way we have, because we could get some big movement there into the close. Yesterday we had SM. It still does matter. Look, happy with it. Like I said, I'm never going. I mean, hopefully at some point I will, but it's very, very hard to maximize all of your trades. So we'll do the best we can, and I think we did pretty good right there. But okay, so that was that SMCI. There's a big move for them. I don't know where that's coming from. We don't have the imbalances yet, but obviously the market kicks higher. And I just got a scanner, so here it is right here on my alert, and it says SMCI. So that's a VWAP right there. It hits VWAP, so that comes on it. This is courtesy of eSignal. A great platform to use, of course. And there it is. Nice move up. And for SMCI, again, with the imbalances coming out, it's very risky to take a play right now, especially with any significant shares. But Royal Bank, TRP, GDX, BMNR as a buy, man. We've seen like
small.
Yeah, we've seen. I mean, these numbers are gonna have to be in the like multiple millions, right? Not just what we're talking about right now. But anyways, there it goes right here. That's what we're looking at. That's not DocuSign, no. Nothing really on here that I'm too interested in, but the market's getting close now with only 2 minutes to go. NASDAQ's actually held out really well, I feel like, where we are now. 2.73%, not bad. We were down to like 2.5%, maybe 2.3 or so. Nice bounce back there. I don't know. I almost
comment was anything over 2.5%.
We're going to be red
which
tomorrow?
meant that we'd hold 25,000 on the NQ.
Oh.
Right? Like that would be that was considered good. You didn't even finish that?
I just want to show everybody, like, I got this 2 hours ago. You know, so that's why, like, when I have the coffees in the morning, like, I'm literally not lying. It's just here for something to do. You know, that's why I'm sort of fidgeting with this pen, so on and so forth sometimes with the coffee. We'll bring it on the way home. It's all good. What's up, Adara?
That coffee looks really good, Sean. Let's talk about USO, because we have more comments coming from U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance. He's saying that there will not be any sanctions relief if Iran develops nuclear weapons, which we know they do not want Iran to do. But furthermore, he says the U.S. does want to stop bombing. However, he says it'll take time and that no ceasefire goes without, quote, a little choppiness. So saying that, yes, there's a ceasefire in place, but that does not necessarily mean that things will happen right away, that they will go smoothly, or that the U.S. will, I guess, stop bombing right away, which I think that is the key point. Again, he said that the U.S. wants to stop, but that it will take time.
R. Williams in the chat just said, hey, Neil, I'm watching gold for possible trade. Looks like a buy once retraced back to 47. I'm going to look at GLD because I have the chart up here, and I already did it. Everything you just heard there makes anything overnight is so, like, you're flipping a coin, man. Like, we could, I don't know what the actual, we're hearing from everybody but the president. And I don't know what it's going to sound like when the president opines in, because you could be double digits in either direction based on a single truth. It makes any technicals overnight tonight almost irrelevant to me. But this does look, it gets broken the trend. It looks like a potential breakout trade back in GLD here, but I don't like anything overnight. I don't know what SVC is, but it's $1. So that's probably like 15 million to the buy side. It's $1 stock. That's not a lot of money at all, but it's still there. So we'll just let you guys know. You have NVIDIA's only 1.1 million to buy, AAL 1.2 million to sell, Intel 1.1 million to buy. Nothing, not huge. Intel's pretty cheap. Yeah, nothing really big except for NVIDIA. AAL, I guess that probably screwed the pooch on the way back in. Yep, spent the entire, probably not that big of a surprise, everybody, but AAL spent most of the day giving back its gains. I would assume Delta did the same. Delta at least had positive earnings, but they also gave back the majority of their gains. Stair step to the downside, just like CCL did. Carnival, oh, no, never mind. Carnival holding at 10% up. That's pretty good. Carnival never broke the pre-market low. That's, should have seen that. Holds the bounces directly off the pre-market support. Did I just hear NU halted? No.
No, I wasn't sure what that guy said.
Okay. I couldn't make it out, but I thought I heard the NU. U scale.
No, I don't think so. No. But I don't know. And I don't see anything as halted. UCAR maybe halted. UCAR.
Yeah, UCAR. That's
right now. So here's UCAR just halted right now. It's been halting a couple times there, but there's a nice move up on UCAR. Halted right now. Big move from $1.40 up to $2. That's what. Was this a news story, Adara? I mean, there's been so much news today. Yeah. Right there. Nice level. I think if you're in to UCAR, my car, everybody's car.
Yeah, so they signed some subscriptions agreement with strategic investors. That was announced hours after a offering. So they announce an offering, then they have a story that kind of pumps the stock. That's what happened with UCAR. All of that was after hours yesterday.
Oh, after hours yesterday. Okay.
That's what.
Yeah. So there's the move from zero. It must have been. Yeah. I mean, just nothing but upside here. That was almost like that has to be a split. No, 2 cents up to 40 cents. I don't know. But anyways, UCAR right now halted and not the greatest. A name that I saw in here that I was kind of funny about was Snapchat. It was, I know there's Marvell with a bid. Snapchat's gone from $4 to $5 in a couple days. Like, that's a great return. Marvell up 4.5% there today as well. Here's Snapchat. It was just on the Imbalance Locator, and I was like, whoa, Snapchat, I forgot about that one. And here it is right now. It's Snapchat. And yeah, there it goes. Just in a couple days, we just hit $4. Now we're at $5. So quite a nice move there of 25% on Snapchat. So if you want to take advantage of that name right there, you might want to look at SNAP and see if you could do something with this little bit of a bump higher there on Snapchat right into your 50. Just bring it to your attention because this could be something that you guys are looking at if you are a trader and holding Snapchat. You have a good opportunity to get out at the 50-period moving average right now.
Yeah, and Snapchat, maybe somebody wants to pick them up, man.
Well, that's what I've always said.
There's just nothing left.
I don't know.
It's
so cheap.
I don't know what else is left for them, but it is pretty cheap. But then if people don't like Meta, and you're concerned about the overall economy, then Snapchat becomes a problem. So Boyle gets to VWAP, it doesn't do anything. It holds a level, it never stops out, but we re-entered here, we exited the same price. It just didn't fall, probably because, unfortunately, you're gonna close at some highs here on oil, or at least close to it. We're closing up top. USO's down 10%, but we are closing up top on some strength. The good news is, despite the fact that you're closing near or pretty much at the highs at oil, you've still had a bounce in the NASDAQ and the SPY. We're still catching a bid. So some of the late money is kind of eschewing that uncertainty and the fact that we're not pulling back in oil prices and buying it up. Is it a trap? We're gonna find out. I still believe the next big major move is gonna be a truth. Maybe it'll be tomorrow morning, maybe it'll be overnight, but that's what it's going to be.
Yep.
I don't think it's a coincidence that you've heard from
every day this guy's truthing in the morning at around 7:30.
You've heard from everybody but the president on the ceasefire today. So I feel like maybe it'll be overnight, but it's been usually it's the morning. It's been the morning recently. So make sure we'll be here, but
is he even negotiating though? I think like he's sending these other guys to negotiate. So I don't really no. So I don't think
it's the rhetoric though.
Oh, wow. But the rhetoric doesn't really matter, honestly, because like yesterday he said end of civilization. And then everybody, when we left the show yesterday, I said, well, just minutes until we get a pushback. And we were actually even saying 2 weeks. That's exactly what it was. I don't know.
2 weeks has been his standard.
Yeah, so I mean,
it's always been like a 2 week thing. But if Iran's saying the ceasefire's off, maybe he puts another ultimatum on them.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's always.
Because I think what'll happen is we need to know what the stakes are. If like that's
hopefully it's a rib steak. I love rib steak.
Don't even
that would be really good. I don't know what's for dinner tonight.
We're watching this. There's some cooking show on Netflix, and it's like the kids one. So like these like 9 to 11-year-olds that are.
You know what it's called, or
I forget the name. It's one of those like.
Yeah, just interesting because I know my kids might go watch.
Which like Aaron is in love with it. Mm-hmm. They had them make a steak. And
some of them are good.
So some of those kids are trying to watch this, and we hadn't had dinner yet. So like we had dinner on the way. We were ordering.
Yeah,
like I cannot watch them make these 10-year-olds make a perfect steak, medium rare, perfectly seasoned, and I'm sitting there so hungry. I've never wanted a steak so bad. These kids could cook, man.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Don't ever underestimate that.
Erin could bake, but she's not. Like we're not trusting her. Kid's using a pressure cooker at like 10 years old. I'm like,
yeah, I saw those. It's like a Hell's Kitchen, not Hell's Kitchen, Master Chef.
It's basically Master Chef.
Yeah. Some of those kids are mind blowing, man. Congratulations if you got one of those.
Unbelievable.
I was showing my kid the other day when we got those steaks from Farm Boy Joe. I sat there. He showed him I braised it, put the with the butter there. Yeah, we got that going. We loving some Farm Boy there. I got to still try that the veal meatballs. I told that to Marissa. I was like, the next time you don't got dinner planned, Joe has informed me to try the veal meatballs. So I'm going to do that. Purple package, or I'm going to ask Marissa what we're doing tonight. I'm just blessed that I have a wife that just basically stays home, takes care of the kids, cooks and cleans, and does all of the hard lifting in our family. So I love you, Marissa. Thank you so much. Yesterday's meal was incredible as well. It was actually similar to today's chicken. It was some sort of hoisin with rice. It was actually very similar to today's with asparagus, and you won't like it, but broccoli as well. And
I love asparagus.
Like a little bowl there. So every day, like she's messaging me, she's doing the laundry, all this, and I was like, I'm not proud to say it. I don't even know how to use my laundry machine.
What?
So, no, I've never used it at all. And
you know how? Nowadays,
I know how to use it. I mean, I can read.
Yeah, no. Nowadays, there was stupid.
So lucky to have
not like
found her.
The one I had at university. There was a trick for everything. There was a trick to turn it on. There was a trick to get the dial to work. The dryer, your ish was stuck if you didn't open the door in a certain way. But we got it for free, and we're students, right? So at the end of the day.
Yeah, you're trying to jimmy these things open.
Well, part of the problem is my roommate, you know him, this dude did laundry every single day. Literally every single day he's doing laundry. He cleans he cleans all the time. All he does is clean every single day. But the good part is like the place was spotless, and I was a bit of a flop.
What is that?
He's OCD.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, you were about like the magazines on the coffee table have to be with the angles and everything.
Bro, you're getting some white hairs on those arms, eh? I don't have that yet.
Are you crazy? Dude, I have like 50.
Oh my God, you are old, man. What the hell's wrong with you? And you only have one kid, man. I got 3 kids. You had more kids, man. You'd be pure.
Where do you think all this hair is going?
Yeah, no, trust me. That's why, I mean, well, it's going anyways. I mean, all of our... Joe over there. What's up, Joe?
Keeps it real.
Joe, I gotta wonder when his kids are coming, man. I'm excited for for that. Joe, just make sure you invite me to the wedding, man.
Yeah, Joe.
Okay.
He's
good.
watching MMA right now.
Don't.
I'm outing you.
Yeah, don't out this man. Okay.
What was that fight? I just saw. Okay, we have 90 seconds to go. Intel is whatever, Intel. 11%. It's going to close at the high of the day. You've got to be kidding me. Unbelievable day for Intel. 52-week highs. Prices that it hasn't seen since, what did I say, 2021? Let's go back here. 2021, let's say, on Intel. Whoops. It's so far back, I got to use a monthly, not a weekly, Neil. Figure it out. 1 minute to go. And we have not been here since March of there. Okay, well, close enough. It's April of 2021. 5 years ago, if you bought Intel, you are now back in the money. So congratulations. You are now whole. It took half a decade, but it's back, Intel.
We love you, Intel. We love you so much. And that's another thing that President Trump has completely crushed.
Bought them at 19.
Investments right there. I was lucky enough. I got
19 or 20 they bought.
I don't know. I'm in at 19 and change. I'm so lucky to have found that stock. It was just like putting money there. Obviously, I didn't put enough money in it. And I don't think anybody ever does on those kind of trades. But if you did, congratulations. Big super chat from Dragos. We want to thank you so much for that today. That means a lot to us and all of the memberships, man. That was awesome. Thank you so much for that. With only 10 seconds to go, looks like the NASDAQ will be down, up 2.9%. ES, ending the day at some nice levels for sure. Up 2.5%. Nice little kick. Look at that. Right back to VWAP. So NASDAQ goes, hey, man, if you're an over-under better, you're flat. Right there today because the volume weighted average price right there hitting at 25,000 to end of the day on the NASDAQ. A big time day. Check your accounts if you want today. I think you should be okay, especially if you checked it yesterday. What the hell, Snapchat?
If it's not
Snapchat
good today, then...
A lot of buyers down here on Snapchat, man. Okay. But okay, what the hell is even that? Yeah, you're right about that. Good move there today. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And Dara, obviously the news, very, very important. We want to thank you for providing that to us. Joe, obviously an amazing day again on the midday there. Congratulations to you and Obi for holding it down one more time. Sharif's back tomorrow.
Yeah, he should be.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll get that. We'll get some stories from the beach there. He'll probably be a little darker. I would hope so. So we'll get that story. Yeah, I'll be darker when I'm back. That is for sure. And thanks to Brendan, everybody today, Fabian, Ramin, and Andre.
We should sign off on the Periscope
Did we have a guest this morning? A-day trading.
We had
Luis.
Wow.
I've only known the guy 20. I've literally only known the guy 20 years. I've literally only known the guy.
My excuse is I'm so old. I got gray hair.
You're an old man. I should have remembered that right there.
Happen.
So shout out to Luis there. It's funny that I remember his business. The name of his
trading.
Of his trading.
But that's so easy to remember.
Oh man, it's because I just ran through everybody. Yeah. Thank you everybody for watching, and thank you for everybody for the super chats. All right, go Jays. Hopefully we get a win tonight against Ohtani. That ain't happening. We've got this in my ears. Turn around, okay. Ciao everybody. Bye. See you tomorrow, 8 a.m.